All right, we're trying this one more time on my phone. See if that's a problem. Matt, Andy, Autumn. I think I got all you guys in there. It did it right away on my phone. I don't know.
Are they added?
It let me add them. So
Oh yeah.
So we'll see what happens. Oh,
No.
here we go. Okay. Yep. Yep. Just hit. Yeah. All right.
Hey!
Hey!
Hey, we just had to get away from the peasant Google phone and go to an iPhone. That's what had to happen.
Oh,
Funny how that works.
His dollar store cricket phone wasn't working.
it's a jitterbug.
Whatever.
Hi, friend. It's so
How are
good to
you?
see you. And now, a freaking hour later. I'm so sorry, friend.
Yeah, we're sorry, man. We
Hey, you're
thought we had
fine.
this figured out, but I was at work all day, and Dylan's like, "Oh, I got it handled," and here we are. I'm blaming it all on him.
Me
Oh,
too.
So,
we got to go down here. I think get Andy on. Let's see. Okay, there we go. I think we'll have everybody in just a minute. How are you tonight, Matt? Oh, there we go.
Oh, there he
All
is.
right.
Whoa!
We just had to get a real iPhone instead of the cricket phone.
I knew it was a peasant phone issue for sure.
Yeah, phone issue. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
So, hey guys, welcome. I'm filling in for Sam this week. Sorry about the late start. We had to get it figured out, but here we are.
look at
Um,
look at look at this guy with his hat back here. It's like he's 12.
Hey,
Look at this
I
guy.
got bored. Leave me alone.
is it this? Oh, there's Sam. Sam's here.
yeah.
Look at
We weren't
that.
sure if she was going to be able to join in, so.
You can't see me. That's
Stacy's here too, the champ.
Looks like Wilson off of a home improvement.
Yeah.
I don't know where they're.
So we'll restart, guys. This is with Andy Ferrell and Matt Grooms, and we're back. I think we've tried this like 4 or 5 times already
look at there.
tonight, but look at us. Yeah, look at us.
It's from the ceiling.
What's not?
But here we are. So,
Flop it over, Stacy. Quit.
all right. Yeah, let's just stop there.
All right.
So we started off earlier saying there was some rule changes, safety things for 618 and Sugar Creek. I'll just make it real short and sweet. There was an incident with a mini rod, a transmission blew up, and one of our pullers had to go to the hospital and had some surgery. So we decided to implement a fire blanket or a blanket safety issue deal, and everybody's on board, and that's where we're at. If anybody has any questions about it, direct message me, do your thing. Um, Let me know, and I'll answer any questions you got. But it was just a necessary thing. We just don't want to see anybody get hurt, pullers or fans. It could have been a lot worse than what it was. So with that said, I'll give it back to Dylan and let him start like we
They
normally do.
All
they
right.
didn't
Well,
they didn't have a scatter blanket on that to begin
so
with.
the one that had the issue, he had a SFI certified bell, like an ultra bell on it, and then he had a small shield behind it. Well, naturally, where there's about a 4-inch gap between the bell and the shield, and naturally where it exploded was in between that. So we need to crack down a little bit better on some better shielding and stuff like that. But we're getting there.
So here we are, guys. Welcome.
Episode
Nice.
17. We've been waiting to have you guys on for quite a while. Finally lined up to where we could do it together. Matt actually grew up here and joined us.
Oh,
You guys may or may not have me blackmailed to do this, so here we are.
just a little bit. We worked for Andy a little bit. So why don't you guys introduce yourselves and tell us just a little bit about yourselves and get it started.
You start first, moron.
Lovely.
No, he's
the,
talking
the
about
camera, the camera does add like 20 pounds. That's for sure. Look at
just,
that.
just his head.
I'm not
Well,
sure
Well, you
this
know,
is
it
better
adds.
than 50.
Andy, this camera adds about 2 inches of forehead too, apparently. So why don't you try to
You
find
see
a
that?
hat?
Look at
Look at
this
that.
widow's peak I got going on.
I
This
even
is
give you a
terrible.
hat. Why don't you wear it?
The
Like it's
comments are
like a
great.
There you
better
go. That's better.
Chris Grosberg says, "Is this
My,
real life?"
I still got. I mean, I kind of like my brother. He's like really thin on top, so at least I'm like, at least I just got this going back. Whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm getting
Yeah,
things.
you see,
man.
you see
Yeah,
that?
see?
I got a
You
racing
know,
stripe.
when I go to the hair lady, she's like, "You might have to change up styles here," you know.
Yeah. All right. So since I got put on the spot here, my name is Matt Grooms. I'm the owner of Ultimate Competition Products. I'm a parts vendor for garden tractor pulling and small engines in general, and slowly growing. Uh, right now, we just basically have billet parts and stuff for sale. Currently building a new dyno cell, so I'll be able to enter the elite with Andy here and actually build some engines, mostly
What
for
are you?
myself. And
Have you ever built an engine in your life?
well, I mean, a few.
He watched
I
a
mean,
guy in Iowa
I,
do it
to
once.
ju-
They used
I
to
didn't
work
to
say they
for him.
run.
justify, what was the price tag on that dyno, idiot?
Enough.
No, he said enough.
Come on, say it. Say it out loud so
Hey,
everybody knows.
I'm about 20 grand deep right now.
In a
Oh,
dyno,
Yeah.
And you
and you
still
don't,
don't know what you're
and you don't
doing.
even build engines. You could have bought one hell of a lathe for that and made lathe parts.
What fun is that?
Good stuff. Anyway, sorry. Go on. I digress.
No, you're good. You, for a little context, me and Andy's known each other for a lot of years, and
I
few
met this.
people would.
I
Uh,
met this guy at where were we? Was it Columbus?
it was
No,
Springfield about 2015.
I think so because you came up to me when I was standing at the booth there, and you like just the weird customer that shows up, and he's like showing me stuff on his phone, and he's like, "Hey, check this out," and this and stuff, and he had like billet front covers and stuff for the command, so I was kind of like, "Wait a minute," I'm like, so I'm like, this guy isn't just from Northern Kentucky, so I
Oh
thought,
God.
we'll see where he's at, and I don't know, I that yeah, kind of intrigued me at first, I was like, this guy's pretty handy with fusion or whatever for sure.
Yes. Speaking of that project, it's in about the same, stage it was when you seen it 10 years
Perfect.
ago.
Perfect. How many projects you got like that?
I've lost count. All right,
Good
you're
stuff.
up.
What's that?
I said you're up. Let's hear it.
My name is Andy Ferrell. I run Beckwith Performance.
All right, I'm gonna stop you right now.
Okay.
What the hell is Beckwith?
Beckwith's my middle name.
Is it really?
It is
Okay, thank you.
because we were me and the wife, we sat down, we're doing this business plan, man. If you've ever put together a business plan, it's like I'd rather take a beating than put together a business plan. Oh,
Yeah.
you're sitting there
I'm not
dealing
gonna
with
lie.
like
I've stayed up a lot of nights trying to figure out the name.
the
Like
name.
I'm like, where's this come from? Like I didn't know.
It was my middle name because see, we were doing this and we're setting up the business plan and we're like, got to the point where we needed a name like for the LLC, and I'm going, I don't know. And then we had a few things, and it just didn't quite fit. So I was like, at the end of the day, we just kind of get to this point where we're going, nobody really cares about the name,
Right.
because I've known all these guys for so many years, and everybody knew who was doing the work at my previous employer, So I mean, like it just the fact that it was like, let's just throw a random name to it because at the end of the day, nobody cares what the name is, Plus, it
Gotcha.
looks good on my valve cover too,
Oh yeah.
It is nice.
So
that's where that came from. It was just I don't know. It just everything kind of fit, and we just went with it. So
Andy, you missed a golden opportunity.
what's that?
Andy Ferrell Motorsports. It's fast AF. Get it?
Yeah, right, right. I got
Oh, he did. He did.
yeah.
He did.
I got a guy
Bro,
that I wanted to go with. There was a guy years ago. One of my first jobs, I was pressure washing semis, and there was a guy there named Emmett Doffner, and he was like the shop foreman at the truck place that I worked at. Well, he called me Pud, is what he called me. So of course you could tell that was slang, you know. So yeah, I think it was like Pud Pounder is what he actually called me,
Oh no, that's not it.
right?
Yeah.
And so this, teenage boy,
I
So
don't
he
know
called.
if I would have told that or not, but
Well, So, but anyway, Nelson, Big Iron calls me Pud or whatever too. So I wanted to get valve covers that have Pud Performance on it,
Look,
So
performance of mine.
yeah,
Oh my.
but
I can
but
do
either
that.
way, I mean,
Bet you won't.
huh?
I was talking to Matt.
I'd have to have Matt do it anyway, so it don't matter. So,
So
so
do you
You
no,
want
guys
I
those?
live?
run,
You want those
I
short or
run,
tall?
I run Beckwith Performance. It's just me here all day. My main goal is my main thing that I do is just basically engine machine work,
Yeah.
engine building, stuff like that. I do a lot of cylinder heads for guys. A lot of governor cylinder heads, where I'll bring them in, I'll port them, 3-angle valve jobs, stuff like that. Put together kind of kits for guys that want to do their own kind of thing. A lot
Yeah.
of guys don't. A lot of guys don't have. They don't. They don't have a dyno. And they don't have the experience, so they just kind of need a little guidance. Is all it is on what to choose for camshaft and
Sure.
stuff like that. So I do a lot of that. So, but I also do a lot of engines too, for sure. So
Yeah. And I mean, I've Stacy's stepped away right now, so we can discuss how much money I've spent with the two of you. But it was worth every dollar because you guys are the best. You guys are literally the best right now at what you do. So, do you
I
guys live? Do you guys live close together or?
who me and Matt.
Yeah.
No, I live in Western Iowa, basically across the river from Omaha, Nebraska.
Okay.
So I live in a small town. They call it McClellan. There's like 150 people in
Yeah.
it, and it's small enough that I'm on the city council. So
Okay. Are you
it's
familiar with Bellevue?
oh yeah, it's just right down the river, right down
It,
the road there.
it's a big ass beer night on Wednesdays there.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Nice.
I spent some time at Offutt Air Force Base, so I know all about big ass beer night.
I got a question for you. Do you have a brother?
His name's Cody with a K.
Where's he at currently? Is he at Offutt?
No, he's here in Southern Illinois.
Is he? Okay,
Yeah.
because there was a guy that we went to a pinning ceremony for another homeschool dad or whatever, and there was another guy there had that Riker,
Okay.
your last name on the tag, and I thought
Yeah.
well, that's kind of odd. Wonder if that,
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's funny that you just said that. So anyway,
Okay. All right. So I think we usually do a few icebreaker questions, just to kind of get it going. But we've kind of already broke the ice. But we've got a couple for you guys. I'm going to start out with one for both of you. Would you guys rather go to a dentist and get a tooth pulled or build a single cylinder engine?
I'd go to the dentist
Wow.
for sure. Dentist, no problem.
Yeah, dentist.
I know
I
you
always
guys get a lot of crap about the single cylinder thing, and that's been one we've both been blown up with this week. With bitching about.
I see the comments and I thought, oh boy, here we go. It's it's not okay. So I'm just gonna tell it straight is that I don't have any issues with single cylinders besides the fact that I just think that they're annoying to listen to primarily, and the fact that the power to weight ratio is just it's so lopsided. Now
Okay.
and the fact that is that I came in so late on that single cylinder deal. There's guys that have been doing that for 20 years before I even started. And so for me to try to reinvent the wheel and put my name in the hat for that kind of thing, it's just like and at that time the twins were coming around
Yeah.
and that kind of really started taking off. So I ended up at the beginning of that. So it's not that I have any qualms, and I probably could build a single. It's just the fact that when I put it on the dyno, it makes half the power as a twin. And I just can't. I don't know. And this is sound and stuff, but I will tell you that who is it? Whatever Vogel has going on now with their 50s,
Yeah.
they are absolutely amazing.
They have a
I will
different
listen.
sound to them.
I will listen to a whole class of those 50 cubes all day long because they rev up, they sound like a twin, and they go down there and they don't even pull down or anything like that.
Yeah.
They're just, whatever he is doing, Kevin, it's amazing. Hats off to that guy for sure. for sure. But
And we're lucky in this area, man. And we're just 2 hours away from Kevin. So on the cylinder stuff, I just built Stacy a new 16 Open, and Kevin had a lot to do with that. And
nice.
It's nice to just be able to run up the road and be like, Kevin, this is what I'm thinking, and he always shoots you straight. But yeah, you're right. He's he's got it figured out for sure.
Yeah, and it's I don't know. There's I'm like they're just we stopped making flathead engines for a reason. So I mean that's just my other point to it too. So I mean,
What's wrong, Dylan?
look at him, ladies.
He told me earlier he was going to admit it. Just go ahead and admit it, Dylan.
I do like twins, and this is hold on now. So this was actually like a fan question that I was gonna bring in a little later.
Okay.
I got asked Chris Russmeisel, when will you ever admit that twins are far superior? Anyone who knows me knows the true reason why I don't like twins. And if you remember the conversations that me and you've had in the last week or so, Andy, I'm sure you could probably put it all together.
Yeah.
We'll just leave it there. I like working on them. They're much easier. They're like a little small block ship.
Yeah.
But, there's another reason they drive me nuts.
And there's parts on the way here. So
once you
I didn't get that
figure out,
tracking number.
Hey, and I gotta apologize to both of you guys. You guys have both had a big part in my twin cylinder expedition, and I feel like I really let you down out in Ohio. Dylan and I threw a tractor together basically the day before, and
you did have
it ain't got no gas.
good. So, and then I looked at myself and I said, "Hey, stupid, you adjusted the governor wrong. Why'd you change anything? Because Andy had it perfect." But yeah, I thought.
You told me it didn't have any gas.
No, I lied to you. I messed it up, but I think I got it figured out now. So here we are.
I'm sure it's fine. You'll do fine.
Yeah.
Chris, God. I'm glad we're laughing because I was about ready to throw some phones in the lake earlier.
Well, you did better than I would. I would have already given up. So.
Oh, he took his shoes off and everything. He was like, I can't do it.
So Chris Grosbeyer says those Vogel motors will shake your steering wheel clean off your tractor if you ain't careful. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
All right.
There is a little lock on there. I think you got to make sure it's in, right? It's pretty straightforward.
Something like that.
Wisconsin stuff, I think.
Yeah. So, Korey, you want to keep going with your icebreakers?
Yeah. So, I'll ask you guys a couple more silly questions. If you guys were a taxidermied animal, what animal would you be, and what pose would you be in?
You go first, Matt. I want to.
No. You go right ahead. I got to think.
And what pose would I be in? Oh, look at that. I like that.
We'll go with that one.
I'd go with that. Oh, of course you would.
We'll go with that one. But who's Sasquatch and who's the raccoon?
I'm taking Sasquatch.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I bet you would.
Oh, that's funny.
That's pretty good.
No, that's a good question. I wouldn't even know what to even start with there.
I knew there was going to be some off the wall questions, but I wasn't expecting that.
All right. So
Well played.
what are you guys' DJ names?
What?
My God.
I got Dr. Kohler over here on the right.
I'm taking that. Taking it.
DJ Small Block or like what? Yeah, come on, guys.
Man, I don't know.
Matt would have to be some diesel name or something dumb.
DJ Diesel.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, that'll work.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, what's the most embarrassing fashion trend you guys ever rocked? And we may have a viewer submission picture to ask about.
Oh, gosh.
I'll let Dylan show that one.
We'll let you come clean first. What's the what was it? The most
embarrassing fashion trend.
What's yours, Matt?
Well, I tend to rip the rear end out of some blue jeans at least twice a year, so we'll go with that.
Okay. Andy, this is your time to come clean.
So back in the day, I used to do a lot of Hawaiian shirts. My wife probably, if she watches this, she's gonna laugh.
Me and Sam's been trying to find me some fire resistant Hawaiian shirts to wear in the shop.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Like we're talking like, what do you want to call it? Like homecoming dances and stuff like that. I still got those coveralls. I love those ones.
So is this a real pic?
What's that?
Is this
Yes,
a real
it
picture?
is.
No shit.
Is it what?
Okay. Well, that
It's not AI. I volunteered.
Oh no.
Yeah, he willingly did that. By the way, a little context, that was actually a page or a picture in a calendar.
Yeah. So
Okay, so that was serious.
a lot of people got that picture. Yeah, it was for a gym we were going to at the time.
Oh,
Yeah, and I'm
great.
like, so we would go there during the lunch break or whatever, which was fine. But when after I changed, I just throw my overalls back on. It was so hot. I'm like, I'm not putting my shirt on. So
Dude,
that's
I
what
feel like
happened.
we should be charging for this now.
Admission.
So you guys mentioned that on lunch break and things. So you guys worked together before and stuff like
Mhm.
that.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Gosh, how long was that, Matt? 2 years?
Going on 3.
Going on 3.
Going on
Got
3.
it. Yeah.
So without
Yeah.
going into a whole lot of details, I think we all know what we mean. What did you guys do?
It was the same thing I do now. I was the engine guy there. I did
Basically,
all.
same thing. I run production,
Yeah.
new parts, research design, and Andy was the engine guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all I
Cool.
ever did. It literally was the same thing. We just split. And
Yep.
we did the same thing we did whenever we parted. So it.
Bill, I don't know if you guys can see the comments or not either, but Bill Chamberlain is now scarred for life.
All right, so I got one more icebreaker question for you guys before we get into it. But
Good night.
and I've been Dylan's he's the pro guy now, and I'm trying to build mine and do my thing, but I travel with Dylan to help him out and things, and so we travel a lot. And something that really amazed me about Dylan was like, Saturday morning we're going to the pool, and Dylan be like, "We got to go to Starbucks. I got to get my white girl." And
Oh
I'm like,
no.
"Really, bro?" Because I'm like, "Get a Monster and let's get over there." So the question we have is, if you guys were a Starbucks drink, what drink would you be?
It it's a venti pike every day,
Okay.
A
all
what?
day long. A venti pike. It's just a black coffee. That's it. A
Okay.
Yeah,
large
same
black
thing.
coffee. That's
I
it.
didn't know black coffee had another name, but okay.
Well, Pike is the name of the coffee. Pike's
Oh,
Place is
okay.
the coffee. They're the brew.
I got you.
So that's my vice for sure. Like Starbucks coffee, man. The company may be a complete train wreck, whatever, but like as long as you produce a good product, I don't care what it is. So
There you go. There you
that's
go.
my vice by every day, man. Yeah.
Hell, my company's a train wreck, but we try to put good products out.
Yeah. See, and I'm trying to retire in 2 years and go to work for Dylan, and he's like, "Oh, come be the
Come do it now.
HR CEO, like all these things." And I'm like, "Man, I don't know that I can do that many things. You're awful with customer service, but yeah, we'll figure it out." But
Oh, I'll let you tell the story about your April Fool's Day later.
oh yeah, my April Fool's joke on you, that was good.
But
So go ahead.
no, are you going? Are you done with your icebreakers?
Yeah,
Well,
I'm done with it.
Matt
Yeah.
didn't
All
answer
right.
the
Oh,
question.
actually, we had one fan question, and it's kind of an icebreaker, but it's kind of a thing. But we had a fan send in a message and said, "Was the movie Step Brothers based upon you two's characters?"
It could be. It could be. There's a bit of an age gap with this though. So
Okay.
How
I
old
tell you
are
what,
you, Andy?
my wife short circuited me one day whenever she looks at me, she goes, he could be your son. I'm like, what? Just because of
Oh my.
the
Well,
age gap difference. She goes, he's old enough that you could have had a kid at that age. I'm like, oh my gosh.
how old are you, Andy?
I'm 45.
Okay, so I'm 31.
I'm 40. I'm about to be 43.
So,
Nice.
I mean,
20,
we're not that.
27.
Matt's like
I'm
23 or
I'm the
4.
old guy in the room again. Awesome.
It's okay.
I was at work the other day, and my rookie was like, "Hey, boss, why are you so grumpy?" And I said, "Man, you've been doing this 25 years, whatever." He goes, "Oh, I just turned 25 last Saturday." I'm like, "Good Lord."
Oh, I gotta go. I can't be around that.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. Yep. Okay, so guys, I'm just gonna go into it before we get into serious stuff. But something I've noticed about tractor pullers, and like back to my history, like I joined the military at 17, 18, and I was gone for like 20 years, and I kind of got back into this, and it was kind of a thing. But something I've noticed about tractor pullers, everybody's got. I think everybody that's involved in the tractor pulling world, whether you're a parts guy, you're a puller, or whatever it is, somebody's got you've got another hobby.
Yeah, you nerd out to something else.
And like me,
No.
I'm into World War II stuff. Like I'm into different things. And like we've talked to Kevin Vogel before, and he was like, "Man, I'm in a band, and I design computers, and I do these things." And you just learn so much about people. Like, what's you guys' other hobbies? Like, what do you do for fun when you're not doing this for work?
That's a good question. I'm here so damn much. I don't even know the difference really nowadays. But I I don't know. I do a lot. I like a lot of like electronic stuff. Like when it comes to like transformer stuff and designing circuits and stuff like that. I kind of deal with that a little bit, but nothing. I don't know. I mean, we're kind of adding on to our house and stuff like that right now, so that takes a lot of my time. But just between, I don't know. Be quite honest with you, I don't really have anything else really that I do.
Okay.
We don't even. We're not. I'm not even into the pulling world or anything like that. Or anything even in the motorsports. Really, we don't.
And
You know.
that's something pretty unique I've noticed about you guys is like, I don't necessarily always see you guys there. And I know Matt's in the diesel stuff, but like Andy, I don't see you necessarily around. So I'm like,
I
what's
don't.
you guys' thing
I
here?
did it.
Like,
I did it years ago, and the pulling deal and all that stuff. But I like I tell everybody, I said I'm the last guy that you want to ask for weight or gearing or to do or driving or anything. Do not ask me those questions because man, I get it wrong
now,
10
hey,
out of 10.
that's kind of messed up, man, because I sent you a video last year and you're like, oh, I think you should go up a gear set. So, like, would you be honest
Well,
with
I
me?
know
Like,
I know that, but don't ask me what gear to run. I mean, man, I was like
Can,
I
can
know
you guys
basic
see
of
that?
that, but like when it came to like the pulling deal, I never got into it. I think I was more nervous to get on it
okay.
and drive it and stuff like that. And I didn't like that level of anxiety that I would get
Yeah.
right before it. And I never paid attention enough to or stuck with the tractor long enough to actually know what's going on, because every tractor's
Yeah.
different. It performs
Oh,
different.
absolutely.
And so I never ever did that, but I just enjoyed the engine part, So whenever I do parts, whenever I make parts or whatever, or build an engine, I like to because 90% of the time I'm starting with something that's just it's full of grass and grease and it looks brand new when I
Yeah.
get done. But
Like mine.
yeah, I get stuff like this and I like putting it together. I like making the power. I like hearing it run, dyno it, making it what it is, and then sending it down the road. I mean, that's what I
Okay.
like out of all of it. And then, hearing feedback from the guy saying, 90% of the time it's the guy's like, oh, this is amazing and everything.
Yeah.
But I've had a few guys that are like, well, it does this on the track and this and that. But I mean, I've taken a few back and we've changed some things, whether it be cylinder head design or camshaft or just plain header design changes a lot of it, where the power comes on and all that. So, but at the end of the day, I mean, I've figured it out and we've straightened it up. So
Yeah. Yeah. You guys have absolutely figured it out, man. You guys are two of the best in the business. And I mean, there's anybody knows you guys' names. And you've both done a lot of work for me personally. And I can't say anything but good things about you guys. You're, just absolutely responsive, and yeah, I respect the privacy, and you got your own life thing, and I'm not going to message you at 9 o'clock, but you know, except for the one time we had that little issue, Dylan and I did, but I think we had to call Matt. But other than that, no, I mean, you guys have done both a lot of work for me, and it's been great.
Well, I appreciate that. I mean, my main goal at the end of the day really is, I mean, it's 100% right, or it doesn't go out the door. That's
Yeah,
all there is to it. You're not getting something that's hodgepodge together. You're not getting something that's just half-assed, basically. I mean, it's 100% right. And I had an engine the other day that it kind of short circuited me. I lost an engine on the dyno the other day, and not like it blew up completely. It was like a lifter failure or something like that. It was a roller lifter I had issues with, and then I took it apart and I had issues with where it started chewing in the front flywheel. So it was kind of like a double-edged sword. I'm glad that the lifter failed so I could find the other
yeah,
issue, and I'm like, I've never had a failure of one of my engines, like caused by me putting it together or whatever it is. I mean, I've had few engines, of course, I've gone down, either kicked the rod out or whatever, but we're asking a lot of these engines. So
we're asking a lot. I mean, and I think anybody in this sport that truly understands it, from 10 or 12 horse stock kids class up to pro twins on the NQS circuit, understands that none of these were meant to do what they were going to do.
no, I mean, I'm not like blaming other stuff, but the failures that I had, I mean, they were caused by, it was either it was quality of the product that I used.
Gotcha.
And so at the end of the day, I supply labor is what I tell people.
Sure.
I mean, I do make a lot of custom valves, whether it be titanium or steel or whatever. I got a lot of blanks that I make all that. But I still rely on outside vendors like Matt and stuff like that. I get a little bit from everybody, so that way nobody knows the recipe.
Yeah, sure.
But I pick and choose per vendor, so that way I get the best part, basically, is what I'm at. So there are
I
some things you guys steer clear of and all that, but I'm
I
not
got
going to go into that because I I mean, I still have to basically remain neutral here.
yeah.
So
No, I
I'm not
get that.
I'm not calling.
I got a quite a bit of Matt stuff in my motor, and I've got some really pretty valve covers and um a bunch of his parts that you can't see because now I decided to put it in a spread frame, and but it's pretty if you open the hood. So Dylan, what do you got? You've been over here snickering and laughing at comments for the
Jesus.
last.
All right, can you guys see the comments? Do they show
I
up for you
I
guys?
I can, but I haven't really paid attention to them.
Okay, well, I
I can
glanced
see
over.
one pop up every now and again. I'm afraid to touch anything because it's
Yeah,
finally working.
okay, well, I'm gonna throw a couple of these out there. It's just
Oh
funny.
boy.
All right, so Jacob Miller says that he never sends videos and pictures to Andy to ask what he should do different. He normally just sends pictures whenever the rods have exited the chat.
Yeah, yep. He sent me a picture where the rod was like, it knocked the starter off the block and stuff, and he's like, "Hey, it's supposed to look like this." I'm like, "No,
No,
no."
no.
Autumn
It's
says
funny
that
because
Matt.
that block is up on the shelf over here because I'm like, it's still kind of good. I kind of want to reuse it or something. Like weld the hole shut and away we
If
go.
only we knew a good welder, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Autumn says that Matt's
Aluminum
other
welding, I'm out for sure.
Autumn says that Matt's other hobby, since he's not got to answer yet, is being her personal butler and waiting on her hand and foot. So there's no need in him answering.
Oh wow,
Um,
Mhm.
and he's also very responsive to the sound of a cracked whip.
wow.
Oh,
Good Lord.
I'm going to
oh
say what
yeah.
Matt Pence has to say.
I feel like I have to change hats for this.
Yeah.
Bill
Yeah, I'm about to
Chamberlain
say nice
says
hat, Corey.
Bill Bill Chamberlain says Matt and work in the same sentence. Just wow.
Boy, that's a pot calling a kettle black.
I feel like I had to change hats for that. Hey,
You've been pretty quiet over there, Matt.
I'm
but
just
thanks for
soaking in the knowledge, man.
thanks for the free hat.
These comments are gold.
Oh, I bet they are.
So anyway, back to the original question, Matt. What else do you do other than mess with pulling tractors?
Uh, if I'm not in the shop, I try to be outside. If it's fishing, hunting, um, those of you that don't know, my wife decided she was going to start collecting vintage garden tractors.
Yep.
She's got almost a complete lineup of patio series John Deere stuff.
I love those patios.
Yeah,
Sam does
They are
too.
cool. They are cool.
Did you
yeah,
see the
like
one I shared the other day on Facebook that
I
somebody had
did.
found? That was cool.
The
So
half and half one.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
that was cool.
whoever didn't see it, it was a dealership painted John Deere patio tractor.
It was a 110, right?
I don't
I think it was a
know.
110.
But anyway, they couldn't sell them patios for whatever reason, so John Deere repainted a bunch of them, typical John Deere green and yellow. Well, I guess the guy got to sanding on it and found out that it was what was it, a blue one? A blue
I think
patio?
so.
Blue and
Yeah.
white. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a blue and white patio, but he split it down the middle as the green and yellow and then the blue and white.
Yeah, that
It
was
was
pretty
super
neat.
cool. I figured Autumn would love that.
Yeah, she said something about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, for those that don't know, the patio series was from, I believe it was 1969 and 1970. Was kind of a 2 year thing. They come in either orange and white, red and white, blue and white, or yellow and white. There was a 110, 112, 120, and a 140, and they are neat. They really are neat.
Yes.
Did they make quite a few of those?
Not really. I mean, they're out there. They're not exactly common by any means. Um, I think we got three of them now, and my wife actually mows the yard with one on a weekly basis.
You sent me that the other day.
Did
Yeah,
you see? Did you see what I shared the other day? It was a clip of Taylor Garner going down the track. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I saw Matt mowing the yard on one of these.
yeah,
Or on this
Same
one.
one. It's fine.
That's actually kind of funny because I actually just we live on the lake and we don't have a lot of yard to mow, but
Rich ass.
yeah. You poor
rich.
thing.
He
Yeah.
just pays someone to mow his yard.
Well, I mean there's that, but I sold my
I
zero
showed up
turn.
at
And
his house and I thought, man, I got to change this bill.
I'm glad you didn't. I'm glad you was.
I'm like, this is far not enough for this.
That was a funny story,
I
man.
even delivered that engine to you.
I know that was funny. That we were talking, and I was like, "Hey, I can run up. We can do this," and you were like, "So how far are you from Land Between the Lakes?" I'm like, "Oh, I-24 goes right by the house."
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just you just came by the house one day. It was like what 5 minutes out of your way.
It was. It was like right off the interstate or whatever, because we buzzed down because we were going to that meetup that Redbeard has every year
Yeah,
at that Land Between the Lakes. So I went down there and we were hanging out with him and doing whatever. But I was like, well, that's kind of weird. That's like right there. So
yeah, it totally worked out. Yeah.
yeah, it worked out good.
No, but yeah, I actually sold my zero turn the other day, and I'm mowing with a 108, just an old Cub. I'm like, I kind of like this, just like and I can rebuild it from front to back,
Yeah.
like one of them deals. So yeah,
Where's my supply?
I don't know, Dylan. Dylan's if you haven't noticed, he's drinking out of a high heel glass, and he's drinking margaritas. We cut him off about two, if anybody knows Dylan, but
About two.
yeah, about two's his limit. So
Got it. I got a funny story for you. So every once in a while, my brother will show up like that. Like I tell people, ask me like, "What's the best thing about owning your own business?" I said, "Well, really the only
Nothing.
really the only thing is just lunch beers. Really, is the only thing is that I can go to lunch and have a beer and nobody's gonna say anything to me. Well, every once in a while, my brother will show up and he'll take me to lunch and we'll have beers or whatever. Typically, it's pretty mild. And he showed up the other day, and my dad showed up too. So then we all three went to a place. And next thing you know, we're having beers, and it was like noon. We get there, we're having beers and having beers, and then we're having more beers. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is getting out of hand. And the next thing you know, I pick up my phone. It's at 4:30. We had been there for 4.5 hours
Oh
drinking, and I
wow.
told it, and I was like, boys, we got to go. And I get the bill, and it was a $220. And I look at the first line and it said like 18 beers. I'm like, between three, I'm like, that's pretty excessive. Good job, guys. And I go down and then I go down and pass the food, and then at the bottom it said 10 more beers. We had 28 beers at
Oh,
that lunch. I thought, well, that's a lot.
Yeah, but that was a business expense.
Yeah. I entertain clients for sure. For sure.
that's funny.
So, Matt, did you ever finish what you like doing for fun?
That's about all I have time to do anymore. So that's about it.
Okay. Well, I've got a couple silly questions.
Oh boy,
You were done.
Yeah.
What's the oh boy? Why are you scared?
because I know you.
Look at it.
So, funny thing, I don't know if I told you, out at Navarre, I was confused for you twice. I
Uh
had two people walk up to me and say, "Hey, Matt," and I'm like, "No,
I'm not seeing it, Dylan.
I don't like
I'm not
twins."
seeing it.
No,
oh.
No, I'm not seeing it.
If you were on this end, you might see a similarity. You might.
I'm looking at I'm like a foot away from him. I'm not seeing it.
so what project have you this? Whoever wants to go first. What project have you taken on that you regret most?
Korey's engine.
Yeah, it's not the project though; it was a customer.
Okay.
A project that you regret the most?
Yeah.
Oh, this is bad. What if the customer's on here?
Sorry about the look. We only got like 52 people on right now, so your odds are good.
I don't even know if I got that many customers, so here we are. Project I took on that I kind of regret. Wow. I don't know. Think about it, Matt. Give me a second. Come on, help me out.
Oh, I think you've done a single cylinder or two on a dyno, haven't you?
I have done. I do have a few singles that I'm kind of doing. I'm going, it's okay, but I don't mind doing them. Like I'll do a governor engine, like it's not a big deal, like a governor single. I don't mind those, but it's that when I do them, they always run good, and I don't have a problem with them. But there's just sometimes where you're like, when you take that project on, you're kind of like, this is not your normal, you know?
Yeah. Well,
So,
you know, I messaged you a while back about my altar, and I said, hey
yeah.
man, you know, I got a block, and I'm like, you want to do it? I mean, I'm all in, and you're like, no, sorry, bro, I'm good. I was like, oh well, shit, come on,
I
man.
was I was 100%. Yeah, I'm like, no, I don't want to do that by no means. No, I know it's, but like I said, it leads back to the fact that I'm like, it's not that I couldn't figure it out. It's just the fact that I'm like, I'm so far behind, and I don't even have any data to know where I should be compared to what everybody else is. So I'm like,
No,
I
no,
just,
yeah, I totally get it. I just,
yeah,
you know, I respect you a lot, and I like you, and I was just like, hey, man, I got, you know, somebody's got,
yeah,
you know, I was just kind of there. I was like, man, hey, you want to try this? And you're like, no, I'm good. I was
no,
like,
no.
okay, fine.
I I might do it if like I don't know. I think the twins would have to slow way down before me to even think about that. You
Yeah,
know, like for me to actually get into the open RPM twins or single stuff, the twins would have to be they'd have to fall off so hard that I'd have to be looking for work.
yeah,
I guess that's all it would be.
I get
So
it.
And
I get
and something that, at least us three sitting here, I mean, Korey knows, he knows enough about what we do. People don't take into account the amount of time of just standing there looking at something, scratching your head, trying to figure it out. Like you said earlier on, there's enough guys that's got that figured out. It's not
yeah,
going to make you any kind of money or living to sit
no.
there and try to figure it out when other people got it nailed.
yeah,
And especially when we're already stretching the limits of like a stock of like a Governor V twin to begin with. I
yeah,
mean, we are like really dialing these engines in. It's I mean, when I say that, I'm saying it as like it would be more of like a follow the rules kind of governor engine, because let's
Sure.
face it, that the cheapest class in this polling industry is the governor twin
Yeah.
for sure.
It's so gray. There's
I
a lot of gray area.
well, whether it be gray or the guy's just blatantly, I want this, So,
Sure.
and it's not that I'm suggesting, because there have been a few times where people have gotten trouble, and then they kind of like, well, Andy built it for the guy and this and that. I'm like, well, no, 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 no. I build what the customer asks. I'm not trying to
Correct.
sway the guy saying that you need this for this class or whatever. By no means. I'm just like, I'm not going to turn the business away. That's on
Yeah.
your conscience if you're going to run that kind of stuff in the class blatantly.
Right.
Um, but back to it. I mean, like we're really pushing the limits of something. When it requires like stock valves and stock bore stroke kind of combo. So we're really doing that. But Matt's headers have helped out a truckload for that kind of stuff. We've been doing a lot of testing with the difference between a side exit and a center exit.
Yeah.
It could be the same tube diameter and everything, and it changes the whole profile of the
Yeah.
engine completely. So if you're looking for an engine that's producing high end power, we're talking whether it be 4250 peak power or be 10 plus power, center exit is always the way to go. Like something to do with the way those two come up and they merge and they're out.
Yeah.
And it works great. Now, if you go to a side exit, that takes that curve where it's from flat, I mean, not from peak, from a peak, and it flattens it. It'll take peak power and peak torque and it'll flatten it out to it so it's more of a flat curve all the way across. So
Gotcha.
It's
it's
more steady power.
yeah, and in a governor world, that's what we're looking for too. Or, you could run the center exits is fine too. You just have to
Yeah.
gear accordingly. And that's all there is to it. And
What?
some engines hurt center exits hurt in a governor world, center exits hurt worse than a side exit or,
Yeah.
even tube diameter changes so much too. So
What? I know that was something last winter. I was back with my motor. I got it back from you, and I was very happy with it. But I was, little things here and there. I was trying
yeah.
to, bolt on a few extra horses or whatever. And I think we were up at DuQuoin, and my biggest competitor, Mickey Brown, who's not been on this show yet, but we're not going to pick on him too hard.
Oh,
I walked by Matt, and Matt was like, "Hey, Mickey just bought a header. So you want me to put you down for one?" I'm like, "Sure, let's go for it." So,
That's how
I mean,
you
at that
dump.
point, you kind of have to. I'm like, "Well, I have to."
What you didn't see is Mickey walked by 15 seconds later and he told Mickey the same thing about you. He's just a good salesman.
I mean, yeah, it worked. You sold two. I got a free
That's
hat
how you
out of it.
sell
So.
stuff, Matt.
Yeah, it works.
So I mean, yeah, that's nowadays. I mean, the power is there. Hell, even your engine. I mean, there's still updates that I could do to it to make it better too. So just in the time that I built it for you, and then what we figured out recently. I mean, it's
Okay.
crazy. So
So
Yeah.
what you're saying is I need to send it back to you then.
yeah, here this fall, let's plan
Okay.
that.
Okay, let's do that. Yeah, we're good.
So I mean, it's just stuff that we've come up with even in the past few years is crazy.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's where I'm at right now with the twin. Is Stacy took it for a drive up at DuQuoin and she fell in love with it. So I'm like, well, I guess you have a twin now. So
Might as well just
I guess
start over and get a new
I'll
one.
let her. Yeah, I'll let her figure it out this summer, and then we'll talk again this fall.
Perfect.
So back to the exhaust thing. Me and Andy started working on this project when we worked together, and we continue on it now. But the exhaust side of things, what we have found is, for whatever reason, these twins are more picky on the exhaust than they are on the intake a lot of times. Like, for example, there was one particular engine we just could not figure out what was going on. It wasn't making the power it should. And we went up in exhaust valve size and exhaust port size, and just like at 10 horsepower on top
Wow.
of everything. You remember that?
Oh yeah, you can get it in all day long on a twin.
Yeah.
You just can't get it out.
Yep.
and that's the physical limitations of primarily the cylinder head. I mean, Kohler didn't design these cylinder heads to do what we're doing with them,
Right.
but
Mhm.
No.
that's that for sure is you don't need a giant intake valve because you can get plenty in.
Yep.
You're gonna try to not give away too many secrets here, but I mean,
Sure.
at the end
Mhm.
of the day, I mean, this isn't nothing new. Like what we're doing with the twins isn't anything new that you can't learn by reading a small black Chevy book.
Yeah.
It's nothing, nothing new at all. It's just the fact that this is what I've been doing for 10 plus years easily.
Sure.
So, and it just stuff progresses. I mean, there's still there's a few things that I'm going to do with the pro heads here shortly, and looking for feedback, and that'll be a project here shortly, a lot of cylinder head stuff. Cause I mean, let's face it, we've got the cams dialed in fairly what duration and stuff that I like and all that. And then the bottom end's kind of dumb, it does what it's told. Um, but induction is a huge thing, whether it be on the intake or the exhaust side,
Yep.
picking good intakes, good exhaust, good cylinder head designs. And I mean, at the end of the day, these Kohler cylinder heads are the worst cylinder heads in the world. You cannot bend air 90 degrees. It doesn't happen. At the end of the day, all these are is mechanical fuel separators is all they do. So
Okay.
if you actually check one of these on a flow bench or whatever like that, all the air ducts around the front side of the valve. That's it. So you got to look at it like you're pouring water into the port. What happens when you pour it in there? It goes down to the lowest side. It runs around the front of the valve. That's it. So what happens is the air comes around, it ducts down fast, it shoots the fuel out of suspension. So that's where like Briggs, the big block, really shines because they've got a raised runner, all that stuff, and that's where like billet heads and stuff shine too. And that's
Okay.
where they come up with like the Hemi head design. That's where
Mm.
that really works. It's not that we need a bigger valve or whatever, a better port design. It's the fact that we've laid that valve back and we're shooting the air and the fuel, and it changes the whole pattern. That's all it does. So
You're giving up a lot of secrets, Andy.
the thing is I mean, the amount of work it takes to do a set of cylinder heads, I mean, and the equipment it takes to do it, I mean,
Yeah, but I'm looking at the guys that's got that.
yeah, I mean,
But
yeah, I mean,
that was something I was gonna ask. I'm like Briggs or Kohler, like what you guys is
Yeah, why don't you see many Briggs out there doing anything?
they don't have a solid valve train.
Okay.
Oh, look at
The big,
Mr.
yeah,
Briggs over here.
yeah. Hang on. Wait a minute.
Yeah,
So,
Briggs are made with beer cans. That's what the blocks are made of. It's not.
uh,
all right. So the big reason you don't see Briggs engines like in the garden tractor pulling world is because the rules and the classes were built around the Kohler platform. For
okay.
example, a 23 horsepower Vanguard is 38 cubic inch. A
Okay.
25 horsepower Vanguard is 54 cubic inch.
Oh wow.
Like there's a huge jump from the
That's
small
huge.
block to the big block, and there's nothing in between.
Okay.
It's like you can if your rules allow it, you can build a Vanguard that will absolutely walk all over Kohler engines and the governor classes all day long, and it's just down
Not
to the cubic inch.
not a 23 horse small block. You're not going to.
No, no, like 25 horsepower versus 25 horsepower, no comparison at
Well,
all.
Okay.
you also got 10 cubic inch, idiot.
Listen,
It doesn't make sense. You've got a 44 cube 25 horse Kohler, and you're going to say that the Briggs 25 horse 54 cube is going to win. Of course, it's going to win.
So back to that question about are you guys based off the movie Step Brothers? I think we're seeing it.
oh,
Yeah.
this is mild.
Oh.
I wish I could record one of our daily phone calls. It's not rated for Facebook. Trust me.
Sometimes you got to remind people how dumb they sound.
So
I'm like,
so I
that
have a
makes
question
no-
for you guys.
I'm like, that makes no sense. Come on now.
Hey, that's why you don't see them.
That's why you don't see them. You don't see them because I mean they're good. You're not going to see an open RPM Briggs beat a
Okay.
Kohler open RPM Kohler by no
Matt
means.
Pence said, "Yeah, you idiot."
Yeah. Well, I will say this: Kohler, the command engines, after a certain, well, it's really the torque that does it, cylinder pressure, but the blocks will split.
Okay.
All right. So about anything over 90 foot-pounds, you're on borrowed time.
Did Julian tell you that?
And no.
Oh,
Yeah, Autumn's comment.
no.
Oh God.
Autumn
Anyway,
says whenever you guys call each other, it's well, hello, beautiful.
yeah, pretty much.
All right, back to Julian.
All right. Back to reality here. I got a lot of customers in the mud boat world. There's
Yeah.
guys that throw boost at these engines, like they'll make 100 horsepower all day long, every day. And not once in the 3 years I've done this have I ever seen a Vanguard block split. Ever.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
In the mud
that,
boat world, though.
It is, but I
yeah,
mean that they still get loaded very hard.
Yeah.
I would
Well,
like
that was my next question.
that's what you need to do with your $20,000 dyno is build an open RPM Briggs. That's what you need.
All right, I'll do
45
it.
cube, 45 cube Pro V.
Oh
Okay,
wow.
Deal.
45 cube Pro V. There's a project you don't want to take on.
You know what? I will just to prove you wrong.
I hope you do. You know that shreds the valve train every 5 seconds because the mushroom lifter is going to blow out.
It is going to be high maintenance. There's no doubt about that.
So I got a question for you guys. Then, since we're split on the Briggs and Kohler, what's you guys' opinion on the Predator thing?
Oh,
We just launched a new sealed Predator class, and it's a thing here where we're at, and
The downfall with the sealed Predator program could be there. I've been into quite a few Predators. Like I've done a lot of them. But the problem is you could get one out of the box that has a bunch of scarring in it.
okay,
Like they don't like the casting, like sand and stuff. When they initially start them at the factory and run them, the sand could come out of the block, and I've seen them where the rods and journals are all just scored up because the sand and stuff broke loose in the deals. So a guy could get a crappy engine, even though you're just sealing it right out of the box. He could get a bad engine, and it wouldn't perform. They're not all the same. They're not all the same. Okay.
so how important is rod clearances, Matt?
Extremely. Extremely. And there's a few people in this world that apparently don't understand that.
Rod clearance? What do you mean?
Yes. You know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean.
Oh, yes, you do. Rod clearance, rods actually being round,
How do you make them round? How do you make a good rod, Matt? Tell me that.
Well, it's all in the finishing. It
Oh.
requires a Sunnin rod hone. There's
Yeah,
no substitute. Don't tell me there is. No.
so
No.
it kind of plays into our buyback rule, I guess, with the seal classes. What you guys are saying is, you just get what you get out of the box, and
Yeah.
you get what you get.
One might actually be better than the other, but
Like everything else at Harbor Freight, you can have some junk and you can have some wonderful. It's inconsistent.
And that's the problem. It's not that I'm not saying that every engine you get. We had
Jesus,
maybe a
Matt.
couple. We had a couple that maybe showed that, and I mean, you could seal it, and that's fine, and it's great. And most of the time, most engines were pretty much the same. They all ran the same, and they were all great. So I think that's great, and it makes an economy class for sure. Because otherwise, I mean, if you don't seal it, I mean, guys are putting cams in it, they're putting cylinder heads on it, and all that stuff. So maybe you just allow them to do like cylinder head stuff, but seal the bottom so they can't change the cams and stuff. You can't run anything different in the bottom end, but maybe allow them, because the guy likes messing with the engine. A guy likes doing a little things, and something like that. But cylinder head porting, those engines respond really well with cylinder head porting and surfacing and stuff like that too. So maybe maybe later down the road you allow something like that.
Yeah. Okay. No, that makes a lot of sense. We've had a lot of questions on that. With
Yeah.
people jumping into it, and they're like, "Well, but his is so much better than mine," and
Then
we don't
buy it.
understand. They're right out of the box, and I'm like, "Well, I kind of
Do
feel
you
like it's
do you have like a protest rule in that? Like basically
Yeah, they
like
can
like they have
buy
like
it at
a
current
like they
market
do with
value. Yeah.
like
yeah."
so they can buy their engine that they're
Yeah,
pulling with.
so yeah, if I didn't like his, I could buy it at replacement cost and
Hmm.
take his engine, and he's got to
Now
start
that's
all over
now
basically.
that's cool. That levels the field right there though.
Yeah,
That's
it
like
does.
stock. That's like stock car stuff.
Yep,
Yeah,
exactly.
but
It
but
makes
if you're the guy that got the shitty one out of the box, and you're the guy that got the good one, I mean, you're kind of in that world too. I'm just trying to look at it from both ways
yeah.
because these
That
are the questions I get as
because
a club
what they call
president.
that what they call that a claim rule or something
Yeah,
like
Yeah,
that.
claim.
yeah,
You would
Yep.
just buy the short block from the guy. You would
Oh,
claim
it's
it for like
everything. We'll unbolt it. They can keep their exhaust. I'm
okay, yeah,
actually the one kind of over our Predator class, but
nice.
yeah, that's it. You can keep your exhaust. Everything else comes off right there at the track, or you forfeit the class for the rest of the year, and you got to go pull something else. Which
Oh,
will
okay.
allow them to run like our stock twin class if they want to have another class to jump into.
Oh,
But
what happens?
yeah.
So when the guy takes their engine, the guy that got his engine taken, does he get the other guy's engine?
No,
Or
no, it's just
he
a
just has to go
buyback.
buy he just has to
Yep,
go
yeah,
buy a new one, bring it to
yep,
you, seal it, ready to
yep.
go. That's
but
kind
the
of
pro
fair. I like
yeah,
that.
the protest, the protester has to put up the money, so
Yeah,
they have the money to go do another one. So it's
Okay.
not like they're really out or
yeah.
anything,
They're not
but
up the creek or anything.
It
but
keeps guys from getting into it.
Yep.
exactly.
So
Well, it keeps the guy from cheating a little bit and spending some money because he's like, well, if I start winning, I'm gonna get my motor taken, and I don't want to lose that money.
Mhm.
So
And then at the
yeah,
same time, the guy that thinks someone might be cheating, well, all he's got to do is put up the money, and that
yeah,
solves that issue.
yeah,
yeah. And that's what happens in the governor class, is that a lot of guys don't want to ruffle feathers.
Yeah.
And so
well, a
there will
lot
be
of it
guys
is.
that are blatantly cheating and stuff like that, and guys don't want to rock the boat in the club. That's all there is to it. They just
Well, and a
don't
lot
want
of it is just not reading the rules too.
Yeah.
to. Yeah,
The rule will say A, and they'll go, but you're cheating because of B, and then you respond to them and you say, but it doesn't say we can't do that. It doesn't say it's a
the old
gray area.
the old
And
the old smoky eunuch approach.
yeah, uh,
Yeah, read,
yeah, oh yeah,
read the rules. It didn't say I couldn't do this or that or whatever. Yeah,
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 exactly, exactly.
I get it. I mean, but that's also that's like it. That's kind of my favorite thing. Be quite honest with you. Like when somebody sends me rules and I read them, I'm like, whoever and I get it. I read rules all the time. I get so many rules that are all over the board. I'm like, who the hell wrote these things? You're just like, I'm like, I kind of want to almost just set up a service where guys can call me, like clubs can call me and be like, what do you think about this? What do you think about this?
Yeah,
It's just because sometimes when they write rules, I'm like, it don't even make no sense at all.
yeah,
Because, if they're like, you can't run this in an engine, you can't run like roller rockers or whatever, and I'm like, roller rockers don't add shit. I mean, they don't do anything. So
sure.
it just frees up friction, but it's not like you can yeah, sometimes I read it and I'm going, and then they're giving them things that don't make sense. Like they want to put stock engine, but then they want like open RPMs or something. I'm like, you
Yeah.
know. So I
Well,
don't
I
know.
know that's one of the things. Like when I talked to you back, back some time, you were like, okay, all right, we can do some things with this. There's some gray
Yeah,
areas and there's stuff, and
yeah,
we did it, and it is what it is. But that's one of the biggest things that we see. Just running a club and Dylan being a board member. People are like, well, they're cheating. I'm like, well, tell me why they're cheating, and
yeah.
they can never tell you why they're cheating. They're just mad they got beat.
You
And
have to prove it, otherwise you can't complain. That's just part of
yeah,
being an
Yeah.
adult. You know, put your money up, or shut up. That's all there is
greatest
Yeah.
to it.
comment of the night
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
yeah. I mean, so not a
So I've
big
got.
deal. Just
Go ahead.
yeah, I said it's just not a big deal. It's just it's just kind of like it's like I don't know. But like I said, it's just kind of like you're trying to build engines for these classes, but you're also going, you can't go anywhere sometimes, you know?
Right.
You're like
We're
that
lucky enough
I'm going to build
to
you this expensive engine and then you're going to be stuck in that class right there, you know? So,
we're lucky enough. We got a few clubs here within what, an hour and a half of us that we can go pull with them, and we all try to mirror the same rules, so it works out
yeah.
wonderful.
I think it's finally starting to get to where the point where everybody is kind of seeing what everybody's
Yeah.
doing and then kind of, acting accordingly, I think,
Yeah, that's something we've at 618 tried to do. Being right in the middle in Southern Illinois, we got the Missouri clubs and the Kentucky clubs, Tennessee, everybody, and we're trying to get along so everybody can come and have a good time. Because we're all really within three at the top striking distance of everybody. So that's something we're trying to do is mirror each other's rules, and then you don't have any issues. Like we put on the first indoor pool at DuQuoin, and man, I had questions from all over, and people were like, "Well, I got this, I got that," and I'm like, yeah, but this is our rules.
Yeah. And it's hard. And
It was.
I always try to help a guy kind of build something a little bit more universal,
Yeah.
so he can kind of, go wherever, but still, it's hard.
What's you guys' opinions on like NQS stuff? It's the way it is. Everybody shows up, they know what it is. That's the rules. Like I'm building a stock altar right now. I know what the rules are. Um, I have to do it that way. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But what's you guys' opinions on like if there was a national, you know, and clubs from wherever could follow those rules, and it didn't matter where you were, like just kind of made it standard in the stock world. Like, just curious.
Like a universal rule, basically,
Yeah,
is that, here's a 4250 governor engine, blah, blah,
yeah,
blah. That's what you got. I mean, that'd be pretty cool, but
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, it seems like the older clubs like the Hilliards and stuff like that, it seems like you could kind of follow along with what those guys were doing too already,
sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It seems like maybe adopting more of an older stance on the rules,
Okay.
maybe, I'd have to actually look all that stuff up because I
Yeah,
don't, quite honest with you, I don't really pay attention to it a whole lot, I just read what the guys say and all that, but as
right.
opposed to, but the universal deal would be kind of cool, but I don't even know where you would even go to begin
Yeah.
that.
Well, I
Seems
just
like
know,
something Matt can do in his spare time.
I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
know like stock 12 at our club means one thing, and then you go to a certain pool and stock 12 is basically 30 cubes on gas.
Chris Grosbar just made a fantastic point that I agree with, and I've actually seen it a couple times before. It says no chance, no chance, too many egos in the stock world. Now I think I agree with that. There's some people that don't want to give up this for that,
Yeah.
just to
Mhm.
comply with a neighboring club.
Yeah, and a lot of times I find clubs that are board members have an engine that has been built specific
Mm-hmm.
for that, and they're going to push really hard to not change the rule because they've already spent good money on the thing,
Yeah.
and so it's hard. I've heard that locally too, um, they've been dealing with that, and it's hard. That I get it, but some point in time you're going to have, like you said, like Chris says, you're going to have to give up your ego or whatever. So
Yeah. I get it.
that ain't going to happen.
So moving on a little bit, because I have a feeling we could be here all night. We might have to do this again sometime. But so
Now
back
that
to
we
my
got it
silly
figured out.
questions. If somebody made if somebody made light up shoes or boots in adult sizes, would you buy a pair?
Oh yeah, instantly.
Hell yeah,
Yeah,
Matt.
Yeah.
I like
Why
it.
not?
I had a years back at a pair of those Heelys.
Oh, I could see that. I
Yeah,
bet that's real efficient around the shop.
yeah. No, no, no. This was a few years back. I mean, I was probably still in my 30s when I had them. But uh, it was fun.
You
It was
are
fun.
old.
Do what?
I said, you are old.
Hey,
Yeah.
Dylan. Yeah.
I mean, when you're getting them in those size 11 and a half, I mean, that's an adult size roller shoe. Let's face it. It was fun in the grocery store, man, because you could zoom around. It was fun. You definitely get the looks, though, for sure. They're like, what the hell's this old guy doing here? So.
Matt, would you wear light up shoes?
Probably.
Probably.
What?
Where do you get these? Where do you get these questions?
I
Hey,
It's like
we've been working hard at this.
Chat
So
GPT questions.
I got about a 30-minute drive to the shop, and I think of stupid stuff. Okay, well, I'm either building something really cool in my head or thinking of stupid questions. Okay.
How long have you done your business, Dylan?
I actually started it in 2020.
Okay.
I come from working in power plants and refineries. I was a high pressure vessel welder or tube welder.
Okay.
Um, I was actually a boiler maker, but not a lot of people know exactly what that is.
Yep.
And I always kind of did some stuff on the side, welding for farmers, doing some trailer repair, stuff like that. And I used to be in the derby world. I used to build a lot of derby car parts.
I gotcha.
And about, I don't know, three, four.
I just sponsored a girl that does derby mower stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Like I sent her a set of like cylinder heads reworked,
Yep.
Yeah.
they ported surface, blah blah blah. She's
Heck
always
yeah.
on there. I think her name's Tammy Williams. If you go on Facebook or
Okay.
whatever, I think she's big on
Interesting.
TikTok. Yeah, so like you see them out there, they have no roll cages, no nothing. They're just
Yeah,
slamming each
they're
other,
crazy.
tipping over. I'm like, this is wild.
Oh, yeah, they're crazy. But yeah, I used to build a lot of derby car parts, like whenever I was laid off from work. Because what I did, I'd be gone working 6, 8 weeks, working 10, 12-hour shifts, 7 days a week, and then I'd be off for a couple months. So I'd find something to do when I was off, and just kind of piddle and build stuff.
Yeah.
And then I've always been into tractors, always, no matter.
I'll tell you how he got started in tractors.
I've always been into tractors as an umbrella term, big tractors, small tractors, and Korey brought garden tractor pulling back around about 4 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
About 4 years ago, and me and Sam went and watched, and I don't know, I was like, I kind of want to build one. She's like, I wouldn't mind trying one out. So
Yeah.
we got hers, and then it just kind of snowballed. But yeah, Korey can tell you how I got into the tractor pulling world, the parts.
So
Keep it nice, but yeah.
so how it happened is like I consider myself fairly mechanically inclined, but obviously I'm not as good as you three. Um, but I was getting back into this. I mean, I was into it when I was a kid, and then I was gone in the military in my current job for 20 years, and I got to Mississippi, and they had it, and my dad gave me my old Alice back, and I kind of rebuilt it, and I quickly figured out I had a 20-year knowledge gap, and so then COVID hit and everything, and we moved back up to Illinois, and I kind of meet Dylan, and I'm like, hey, can you weld me this like weight box? He's like, what the hell is this for? And I'm like, what's a garden tractor? He's like, what's that about? And I'm like, so I explained it to him, and we're talking. And then literally one night, he stops by the house, and I'm like, can you make me this? And I handed him a hitch from
Another company.
another company you guys are probably familiar with. But anyway, I handed him this hitch, and I said, can you make this? And he goes, well, hell yeah, I can make it.
And I can see how I can improve it.
Yeah. And I said, well, do me.
Yep.
I said, well, do me one. So he goes, all right, cool. So we did it. And I mean, man, we just got to talking. And then we spent nights doing the website and everything. And now we're literally at the point where I'm trying to retire in 2 years and go to work for Dylan.
And that's basically all I'm doing. I've kind of gotten rid of all the extra stuff. I still do mobile welding for some of my good farmers and stuff like that. And I got some bigger clients. Like I do stuff for the railroad and Ameren, the power company and stuff. But for the most part, I'm kind of picking and choosing, just focusing on tractor stuff. And that's doing well for me. And I love it.
It's crazy. It's crazy how much it's grown. Dylan offers a very affordable product for beginners and pros alike, but it's just kind of grown. It's grown so much in the last few years, and luckily I get to be the test, pig on
Dummy.
things, test dummy, whatever you want to call it. On he's like, here, try this pitch. I'm like, it don't work. It sucks. So,
That's what like when
But
I was nervous about starting this own thing, like going on my own and all that shit. Well, come to find out, work is not hard to find. Work is
No.
not
Yeah, yeah.
hard to get. If
and that
you-
was something I was going to ask you guys. I mean, like, how was it stepping out on your own and being? You guys are literally two of the biggest names in the business now. I mean.
when we were doing the business plan between me and my wife, we were sitting there, we're trying to rack our brains, and I'm just sweating bullets because I'm like, how are you going to take care of your family and supply and because I got 3 kids and everything, and we were very fortunate that we paid off our house prior to starting all this. So, and when I say like a house, I'm not saying like we live in it. 20 years ago we built like a 40 by 50 shed.
oh yeah, see,
Like-
Korey lives in a mansion.
Oh, come
Yeah,
on.
We're sitting in
It's
it.
way different. Way different
Mansion
than
on the
Corey's
lake.
setup. So
Yeah.
we built in my early 20s, we built a 40 by 50 machine shed, and half of it was like my house, and the other half was like a shop kind of area. And so, but anyway, we paid that off, and so everything kind of lined up that I had some time and we had savings, and we kind of just rode out for a little bit and got everything going.
Awesome.
And I started building all this. But my biggest thing is, I'll tell you, like a good testament to the good Lord for sure is that I'm sitting in church and I'm sweating and I'm trying to figure out, I'm like, oh, is this going to work? Is this going to work? And we had communion that day, and you get the little cup, one side's wine and the other side's the cracker kind of thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm sitting there and I opened that one. I just reached in the bowl, grabbed 2, handed one to my wife, and we were going through communion, and I opened that thing, and there was probably 6 cubes in that thing.
Wow.
Like, I don't think I could have shut the lid back on it. There were so many pieces inside of that, and I look at my wife and I said, okay, this will work,
It's work.
So, and
That's
it's
awesome.
been great, I mean, we're making a living and everything's great, and we got a business note, so here in a few years that'll help out. But
Yeah.
work is not hard to find. It's just there's not enough time in the day.
Yes,
That's all
that's
there
the
is to it.
problem I'm running into is I can stay as busy as good grief, as busy as I want on the tractor stuff,
Yeah.
and I've never got enough time in the day. And my younger sister actually does a lot of the welding for me in the shop. I'll get stuff cut and prepped and ready for her, and she'll come in and weld them for me. But
Nice. That's kind of where I'm at. I'm kind of trying to figure out if I need to find somebody or whatever. But
Yeah.
that's
it's
hard
a weird
because
tipping point.
Well, and that's
it's
kind of
hard because it's such a niche market that I'm like,
Yeah.
I have to train that person
Mm-hmm.
to go with that. And and I'm so damn busy right now that I don't have time to try to figure out what else is going on. And so I'm trying to figure out there's guys that I've had their engines for a while, and I truly do apologize, but it's just the fact that I'm just trying to work them all in and trying to get them through and all that. But it's just if I go training somebody
you're
right,
trying to do, and you're not gonna turn something loose that's not right.
no, and that's the biggest thing is that it's 100% right when it leaves here. If
Exactly.
it is not going out of this shop unless it is perfect. So
Mm-hmm.
it's. And if I do find somebody that's somewhat trainable, that's fine, and I'll go from there. But I have to find somebody that's really eager and good and train a bull, and for me to justify spending my time away from doing something to help, because at some point in time there's just gonna be 2 of us doing the same job for a while.
Yeah.
I gotta say, Andy, I'm me being another business owner with the same, challenges. That's exactly the stuff that I worry about. And I've kind of felt like I'm a little bit silly for that way of thinking, but I'm kind of glad to see there's another person that feels the same way. It's
I think it's all the same. It don't matter what business it is. I could be selling ice cream cones or snow cones on the corner. You're gonna
But
run
people
into
ain't
the
gonna
same
do it the
thing.
way you want it.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna run into the same thing, and everything's going good. And I'm kind of liking it the way it is, so I might just keep going the way I want, and not just because you can get as big as you want, but it's all scalable currently, and it's just I don't know. Another nervous point is what it is,
Same here.
Well, and that's something him and I have, Dylan and I have talked a lot about is me coming from a 25-year law enforcement career, I only know one thing, and
But at least you know what he does.
yeah, yeah,
You
but
know what he already does. So you're already light years ahead of anybody that he would bring in to
Yes.
try to train. Because you know what the part does. You know what the part goes for. All you need to do is figure out how to weld it or fix it or fabricate
I
it. That's all
I
there is
don't
to it.
even need him to do that. I need him to answer phones and deal with
he's
customers.
also hey, so let's get to that, the April Fool's joke.
Oh boy.
We mentioned that earlier. So we were April Fools, and we have a bad habit of sending each other Snapchat videos and griping and complaining.
Yeah, you've got some of them.
Yeah. That's got to be. And he sends me one on April Fools, and he's like, I am just so tired of people, and they don't know. They don't know this. They don't know that. They don't even know what kind of tractor they have. And he's going on and on. I mean, it's like a 5 minute long Snapchat video.
It
I'm driving like somewhere down in Missouri for work. I got like a 2 hour drive, and I'm like listening to it. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool, bro. So I wait about, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours, and I call from one of my work phones to a shop phone, and I was like, R.W. Williams from Missouri, and I'm asking, and he's just, I knew every button to push. If you imagine an old payphone, I knew every button to push of his. I mean, to the point he's like, well, what kind of tractor do you have? And I said, oh, one of them yellow and white Cub Cadets, my grandkids. He was so mad at me.
I was trying so hard to be professional and try to help the guy,
He wasn't good at it.
and but like he's carrying on, and I'm like, okay, what are you looking to do with this? What kind of weights are you wanting to run?
I
on
said,
it?
I
What
need
kind
the
of-
whole shit and caboodle.
Yeah. And I'm like, I need something a little more specific, sir. And he starts giggling, and he's like, I'm effing with you, you effer. And I'm like, excuse me, sir?
He was so mad he was about to hang up.
And he's just laughing. I'm like, who is this? What can I help you with? Can I help you? And he's like, it's April Fool's, jackass. And hung up.
Now that's funny right there.
No, it wasn't. No.
So
I'm
then
gonna
this morning he
buy
calls
a
me.
burner phone just so I can do this to people.
No,
Call Matt.
because I know who you would do it
Matt about
to.
every month.
So Matt,
Mhm.
talk about your business.
Yeah.
Like tell us about you, man.
Well, while you're on the April Fool's thing, I've done something there that kind of ruffled some feathers, I guess you could say. Um, it was funny until the amount of people who was messaging me seriously wanting to buy single rods. I'm like, man,
I
kind of felt bad.
You done messed up, a Rod.
I did.
I was putting together a 16 open, and I'm like, oh, really? And then I'm like, wait, it's April Fool's.
It's funny because it got me too, and I thought, what the hell is he doing?
Yeah,
Mhm.
he hit his head.
I'm like, he's making single rods, and I got a list a mile long that he could make first, but he's making these. I was like, oh. And then right in the comment, the first one, I'm like, oh, damn it, got me. Got me.
Yeah, it was funny, but there for a while I was really starting to second guess it. But no, go back, kind of how I got started. So I think it was 2021. I moved out to Iowa. Before I had done that,
Autumn said it got her as well.
Do what?
Hit your head. Autumn,
Yeah.
Autumn says she was at work and saw the post and it got her too. Like, what's this guy doing?
oh yeah, I didn't tell anybody about it, but I had a CNC machine that I had actually bought from the school that I went to kind of learn how to do this stuff. They were upgrading. I bought the old machine. So I had to take it with me. And then after shit went south and I had to bring it back home, I'm like, well, now what do I do? And then luckily enough, there was a customer that who kind of rubbed the wrong way, putting it lightly. Just
I didn't want to share that while he's gone.
that is good. Yeah.
That looks
Hey,
like
you
you
see
found
that
your
face right there?
bullshit in that one.
That face he's making right there. You see that?
Yeah.
That is a Briggs engine on a dyno. That's the face you make when that Briggs makes more power than any Kohler you ever built.
All right, back to your
All
story.
right, back to
Let
the
me know
story.
what-
There was one customer who's actually in the mud boat world, and just as soon as my machine hit the ground back here at Ohio, he's like, "Hey man, I need some parts. Would you be interested in making them for me?" So I'm like, "Well, I probably can. What do you want?" And he routed off a big list, and it come up to about $15,000 worth. And he paid for it all up front, and that
Boy,
right there, that
that
one sale
that
got me
CNC
started.
machine you got doesn't even worth 15,000.
I know, but it worked.
It worked.
I'll tell you what, Matt. I know we've said it, or I've said it to you in person and stuff, but I think the work you do is just very, very nice work. I've always been interested in machining. From my Snapchats and
Mhm.
stuff. I like playing with my manual equipment, but
Well, I
you
appreciate
really
that
you really
because
do some great work, and
Oh, it's beautiful.
I love
everything.
I love everything about machining myself. I wish I knew what you did, but I don't know that I could pack all that in my head. I've got enough crap to worry about.
I appreciate that.
I
My
spent a few times on the phone with him. I'm like, hey, how do I
yeah,
where do I click on here to make this work? He's like, oh, here, just do this and this. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, good,
first turn
good.
it on, Pawpaw.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
I,
something that a lot of people don't know is my machines that I use, the two CNC machines here. 90% of the shops in this country would have scrapped them a long time ago.
Oh wow.
Like, I mean, just not beating around the bush. I work with junk.
Yeah.
what year is
So
that old one you got?
1995, which as far as a CNC machine's concerned, that is like Stone Age.
That's
Oh.
like the first CNC almost.
Yeah, I I make a living with a Model T Ford as far as CNC machines are concerned. Just imagine what I could do with good stuff. So
Oh,
hopefully we'll
there's
get there
Sam.
one day.
Sam popped in.
Yeah, Sam said
Yep.
hi.
Howdy.
Sam, you want to ask them anything? Like about pets, maybe?
Does anyone have any pets?
I have a bulldog.
Andy loves that bulldog.
Ugh,
Oh.
the ugliest. It's the ugliest thing in the world, but it's cool. It is. It's
That's
even
almost
for
exactly what Sam says about me.
Can I
even
see the
for
bulldog?
what's that?
Can I see this bulldog?
No, I'm at my shop. It's at home.
Oh.
It's an old English bulldog. She's even for bulldog standards. She's even got too much of an underbite.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
Oh my jeez.
How about you,
I,
Matt? You
I
got
don't
any?
have any pets currently, but I grew up around English Mastiffs.
Okay.
Those are very good dogs.
I'm going home.
Okay. Bye, dear. I don't remember where we were. Do you guys?
So Matt, we got to ask you about the new hitches. They've become a instant phenomenon.
Are they
Those,
guaranteed for 4 feet on the competition?
I mean, I
well,
won one on a waffle, so I'm kind of happy about it. So
we were seeing about 2.5 feet in testing.
okay,
No, those hitches have really took the kind of took it by storm. I was not expecting that because I mean I'm going to be up front. They are expensive. They really are.
yeah, oh yeah.
But I mean, the materials what kills it. Um, from the aluminum and the big expense is the stainless steel.
The big
So
expense is the carbide to cut the stainless steel,
yeah, so those inserts are about $10 a pop, and they
and
don't
people
last very
don't
long.
understand that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that stainless steel. If any machinist is watching this, you know what I'm talking about. It is for those that don't know, it is so hard and gummy at the same time, and it's almost abrasive in a way. So it is hard to work with.
How many of those have you sold?
Uh, either 40 or 60. I can't remember how many batches I've made so far.
That's a
It's
lot
it's
of
a
those
lot.
hitches out there.
Yeah, in fact, I'm currently sold out again right now.
Jeez.
I mean,
I have two.
You do have
he's
to.
won like 12 on the waffles, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
I
good
know.
Lord, man.
I only
So
I only win the stuff I don't want. So
I don't win anything.
Yeah, I won that hood so Jacob Miller couldn't win it. That was so great. I could a guy that had like everything but two numbers. He bought everything but two, and I was like, I got to get in on this so that way he don't lose it. And of course, I won it.
Well, so me building this altar, I told Stacy and I'm going to do it right from the ground up. I said I don't want, I want to do it right. And one of the things was the hitch, and I know in QS you got, everything, it's all adjustable. Like everything's like
Mhm.
it's a
He
eighth
didn't
of
want.
an inch. It's
Yeah.
here, there. And then when I saw the design, I said, oh man, that's the ticket. Oh,
Mhm.
those are expensive.
He
They
didn't
are.
want my junk.
Oh,
And Matt, I walked by it like what was the Jackson? That's when I bought my
Yeah.
frame and my
Mm-hmm.
transmission, some things, and I walked by 100 times, and I was like, oh, I need one of them hitches, and I'm like, oh, I can't
Mhm.
justify it. I can't do this.
Yeah.
So finally, I won one on the waffle. So I'm like, so then I get it out in the shop and I bolt it on, and I'm showing Stacy. I'm like, so this is why. She goes, well, that makes sense. You should have bought one. I'm like, I didn't know the rules. Sorry.
So the story on those hitches, I originally drew that design up back in like 2019.
Okay.
Um,
you've had it that long?
yeah, I've had it that long. In fact,
That's how
somebody
long it
else
takes me
would
to
have.
get anything done. I'm still waiting on some floorboards.
Well, I know. Sorry. It is kind of satisfying because those who know, and a certain somebody
Yeah.
who I may or may not have used to work for looked at that design and said it was stupid and pointless. Now look, I can't keep them in stock.
Who was
Yeah.
that?
It kind of is, but it's slick too at the
It's
same time.
Yeah.
awesome.
It's unnecessary as can be, but I love it.
Yeah.
It's so
Anyway,
nice.
I knew they were going to be expensive. I was going to make a couple for like my personal tractors and my
Yeah.
wife's, and I'm like, just out of curiosity, I'll kind of feel the water and see if anybody else would be interested in one. And the response was overwhelming to say the least.
Okay. Yeah, I mean
And
They're a very nice piece.
they're absolutely beautiful. I mean, there's
thank
nothing
you.
you can tell the quality, the craftsmanship, everything about them, and just the functionality of them. I
Yeah.
mean, I get it. It's just like loosen this, loosen that, click click, and you're good. And it
Yep.
saves you from a lot of things. I mean, you solved a lot of problems, but made something very beautiful too at the same
Well,
time. So
that was the big thing is I want no tools required to adjust the height because it never
yeah,
failed. Every time I'd go to the scales, I'd forget my
yeah.
wrench, forget my Allen wrench, and then I'd hold up the line trying to borrow a tool or go find my own. And I'm like, you know what? I got to do something about this. So that's where that come from.
I know a guy that makes the wrench that he gives out with his hitches. Just saying.
Still got to keep track of it though.
They're not as pretty though.
No, they're not.
Do you
I mean, they're nice, but they're not as pretty.
Yeah.
you have anything else like that coming up soon, Matt, or no?
Actually, yes, I got a new shifter coming out that's going to solve a lot of problems too.
Oh boy, now that's exciting.
Yeah.
Take
And
two.
now.
I've got 4
Two.
trackers. I'll take 4. Yeah, see, you already sold 6.
Well, before you say that, these are going to kind of fall in the same category as those hitches. Um,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to sound cocky here by any means, but on paper they're going to be the best you can buy.
Okay.
But you're going
You
to
mentioned that to me one day. Tell me.
That-
No, I'm not being sarcastic or silly.
Yeah.
What makes them better?
All right, so it's going to be a 2-stick design, which has been out there for a long time.
Yeah, it sounds like somebody else's you might be copying.
And no,
Oh wow.
definitely not.
I'm
So-
cutting him off. He's done with margaritas.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Did you guys even notice he's drinking up a high heeled glass?
I did see that, but he drives a Ford truck, so I just let it
I
fly.
mean, there is that.
Oh, attaboy.
I told him earlier. He pulled up. He
I have
pulled
a
up.
Chevy too.
Well, he
Well.
pulled up in his old Chevy earlier, and I said, "Hey, can you park down the street and let me pick you up because my HOA doesn't allow anything after 2020."
Before
So
my
back to
peasant truck.
yeah. So back to the shifter. That 2-stick design that's currently out there, they've got a few issues. One of them, they could be locked in 2 gears at once.
Correct.
That's a problem.
Yep.
The second big problem is you have to reach down a lot of times underneath of the level of your tunnel to pull out the pin. Try to jiggle it in gear, get the pin to fall back in. Well, mine, I wish I could pull up a drawing right now, but mine is going to have a little lock on top of the levers. You basically squeeze the lock, put it in gear, let go of it, you're in.
Okay.
You're locked in.
Okay.
It's like a ratcheting system. So another
Yeah.
problem
Kind of
that
like a B&W, not a B&W, a ratchet shifter for like.
kind of, sort of.
Okay.
Another problem they have is those shifters are transmission specific.
Mhm.
So once that block is drilled for the locking location of that,
Yeah.
that's it. If you want to put that shifter on a different transmission, or if you change a gear set, a lot of people don't think so, but even a different gear set will cause that to
Okay.
be off.
Are you referring to the competition's shifter?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did not know that. No,
Yeah.
I'm not being silly. I did not know that.
No, it does. Like anytime you make any change in your
I
transmission,
can see that.
What you got there, Andy?
Coors Banquet.
Okay.
He's a
I'm not
Yeah.
fan.
allowed to have Bush Light anymore. Matt ruined it and told me
So
that
good.
Bush Light was the booze of choice for the true alcoholics in northern Kentucky.
well, yeah, here in northern Kentucky, that stuff was like water,
Yeah.
and
So
it's
it kind of killed me a little bit. So I switched a year or so ago. So here we
yeah,
are.
like
I
around
might.
here, that's like cheapest of the cheap. That's like
Bush Light is like
Keystone.
that's the go-to around here in Iowa. So
Oh, I know. You guys drink that like fish.
yeah. That's what I got.
Sorry to interrupt. Back to the shifter.
Back to the shifter. But yeah, anytime you change anything inside the transmission that throws off your block, you got to call, spend $50 on a new block, start over. This one's going to use like interlocking teeth. So
Okay.
all you got to do is pull that lock, put it in the locking position. Then when you let go, the teeth are going to engage, and it's going to stay
And it
there.
won't let it slap back.
It won't let it slide back, and there's going to be it's going to be forgiving on where that locking point is. So you basically buy one shifter, and it'll last you for life. You'll never have to touch it again.
I like that. I like that.
The bad
Yeah,
part about
that's
that
good.
is it's going to be expensive. The cost is going to be up.
Yeah.
I think
So, I
you've
mean,
proven yourself on other products, so
Yeah,
Well-
and,
it is.
and I feel that way too. I think you get what you pay for. I mean,
you do. You really do.
Your stuff is top notch. I mean,
I will
there's no
say,
doubt
though,
about it.
I will take 2 randoms.
You want number 7?
Number
No,
seven.
no.
7.
7.
My God, did that take off? That was
Oh my
hey,
God.
I couldn't resist it. Like I jumped on the first post. I was like number 7. And
Yeah.
then people blew it up, and I was like, oh
That
wow.
poor guy, he can't get anywhere without hearing about that. I mean, there's no way that he can't spend a day without hearing about that number
Oh,
7
no.
bullshit. No
Yeah.
way.
That was the kind of like the break in the storm clouds. It was a shitty day up till that joke come across and that happened. Oh, that was great.
Also, guys, if it's getting too late, Andy, you need to get your Metamucil or anything like that. Just let us know.
I
We
knew it. I
can
was
end
like,
this whenever
wonder
you
how long
guys
it's
are
gonna
ready.
take.
I'm usually to the shop around this time every day anyway. So
Okay.
Story of
Well-
my life, just at work all the time. Here
Well,
we are.
yeah,
Isn't it nice for at least us 3, that isn't rich, that have our own businesses? I would be at the shop too, or working out at home or whatever.
Mhm.
It's
But
kind of a nice break.
Hey, when
What-
I'm shop manager, I'm firing him day one.
What was the
Do it.
reel that I seen the other day? It said like I couldn't work a 9 to 5 anymore. That's terrible. I don't want somebody telling me how to work my 100 hours a week.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I guess it is.
Oh,
That's
isn't the most wonderful misconception about owning your own business is I make my own hours?
yeah,
Yeah,
I
but those
mean-
hours are 100 hours a week.
It's crazy, and I love it though. I mean, I think it's
I do
great.
too.
It's like it was when everything kind of fell apart there, it was like a blessing in disguise. It was like one of the greatest things that ever happened to me.
Yeah.
You know, like it forced me into making a decision. Was I just going to go fall back to? Because you got to remember, if you own your business, the worst case scenario is everybody else's reality. Okay,
You
Yeah.
go find a normal job.
go find a
Yeah.
normal
Yep.
gig. You
You're
know,
not wrong. Yeah.
Yep.
and that's what it is. And it's not. I don't know. It's just like at most days I look at it and go, God, that would be so great. It'd be so easy, you know.
Mhm.
Primarily because health insurance is such a pain nowadays
Yes.
that
We've
you
Yep.
know,
we've had that literal discussion.
yeah, it's the worst thing ever, you know. And I'm like, sometimes you look at it and you're going, gosh, Canada's got it good, you know, where they got that socialized deal. But you're also going, you're going, that's not good though either way. But you're also going,
Right.
uh, if they figured out to where the healthcare wasn't such a racket in this world, that would increase. That would make it so that way everybody in this world could just make a small business or
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
a business or do it. It would alleviate so much stress in people's lives if
Yeah.
they figure out a way to make healthcare like more fluid. You know, like it was more of a.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate the term socialized because gosh, that's terrible. But I'm also going. It would
But you're not
alleviate it.
wrong. Yeah.
Everybody in the world could just do whatever they want. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So on that topic, I mean, let's face it, us three know, if you're self-employed, you might as well forget about health insurance for retirement. I mean,
Yeah.
they make it so hard to get. So I went out on my own for about a year and a half, and then apparently I decided I was not busy enough, and I took a position as the precision machining instructor at a local trade school. Yeah. How would can't believe your kid with me for 8 hours a day.
Hey, guess what I've been doing the past couple days?
I know.
You know what I've been doing the
I
past couple
do.
days. But
So
And
that
I'm
that
over here
kind
like,
of,
go Dylan.
yeah,
I've
that kind
been
of took care of
substitute
my,
teaching welding.
But then he
yeah.
calls me. He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm in a SWAT standoff." He's like, "Oh, I'll leave you alone."
I couldn't.
But
I
I
couldn't
gotta
imagine
say,
showing. I couldn't imagine showing up to college and this guy's the instructor. You know, I'm like this guy's like.
I
You
do the
show up and
same
you walk
thing.
into class and you're like the teacher's like 2 years older than me. You
Yeah.
know? You're like,
You know, I got
I
the
gotta
real,
say about Korey here is exactly that. I texted him earlier. I'm like, "Hey, you heading home yet?" "No, I'm in a SWAT standoff." He's always got time for his buddy.
I got time for Dylan. I mean, yeah.
Hold on, give me a minute. I'll chat with you here in a second. Hold on, I gotta get done.
so yeah, here's one for you if you really want to feel old. I know I did. And this is one of the first times that
But you're
really,
like you're
well,
like 22.
Right?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So this graduating class this year was born in '08.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
Yeah. How's that make you feel?
that was
Yeah.
after I graduated high
Old,
school.
old as hell.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Hey,
Thanks,
have you
Matt.
Yeah. You're welcome.
have you sold a lot of those roller rockers, Matt, or no?
For the commands?
Yeah.
Not yet. And really, the biggest reason is I just haven't had time to get the kits put together the rest of the way.
I gotcha.
Autumn
Yeah,
started
shocker.
kindergarten in '08.
Yeah. Um, but no, they're on the shelf. They're ready to go. I just got to put the push rods together, the stands, stuff like that, and just basically piece the kits together. Then they're ready to go.
I gotcha. I
Mhm.
gotcha.
Sam's the big.
Well, perfect. That'll be good.
So hey guys, we're coming up on the wrapping up point.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're at 1 hour and 40 minutes. So
Really?
What do
Okay.
you
Nice.
guys just individually advice to, you know, the little guys starting out? I mean, you guys are big names in the business now. I mean, Dylan, he's a big name now. I'm just a guy trying to find a retirement job, like whatever. But what do you guys, from your perspective? What do you guys' advice? Like you know?
for someone starting out.
Well,
If somebody's like, "Hey, I want a V twin, tractor," I mean,
yeah.
that's obviously you guys, because you guys are way above the cylinder world, you know. But What's your advice? Like, what do you think?
Uh, for one, and I learned this the hard way. My advice is build it once, build it right.
Okay.
Because you will find that you will spend more time and more money
Yep.
piecing stuff together and having to go back and redo this, redo that. Just bite the bullet, build it once, build it right. If you want a twin or if you want to, go play with a flathead or something, um,
I ain't
find
missing
either a
shit.
find either a K series or a Kohler Command. I'm a Briggs fan through and through, but the infrastructure to make one run is just not there right now. And
if
again, I'm blaming the
if
cubic inch
Andy is
ever,
difference.
holding back so
if
I
bad.
ever,
do. Yeah.
uh, well, at least you'll have a dyno to explode a bunch on, so it'll be fine.
Yeah.
I don't
You
Yeah,
know.
are
know,
them doors and windows bulletproof, Matt?
It better be.
well,
Gosh, I
they're
don't.
they're
It really is true though that I'm like
You got your belt.
I always talk to guys too whenever they're building engines or whatever. I'm like, you're really kind of this far in, you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you should really just kind of do this because it really doesn't cost you, you know. And it you know it a couple $100 more, and you're already going to have a bunch of
Mhm.
like parts that actually like increase dependability and stuff, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
That's
And
good
I'm
advice. I should stick.
Longevity. Yeah.
yeah, you know, and I'm like, I'm trying not. You try not to steer them into it because you just sell parts or whatever. But I'm like,
Yeah.
it's one of those scenarios where we're like, just do it right the first time and be done with this thing, you know. And
Yep.
yes, I get it. The engines are expensive. Let's face it. They're not cheap by no means, and guys are paying good money for it. But and go to a good reputable builder. You know, don't go to just a guy down the street. You know,
Yeah.
Hmm.
that's like, oh yeah, he does it on the side. You know, it's fine, but go to somebody that makes their living off of this stuff. You know.
Yeah. I'm gonna say something on that too, Andy. He's exactly right. Um, and the biggest thing is tuning without a dyno is guesswork.
All right, it
Yeah,
is.
You will chase your
absolutely.
tail so much on a track trying to make changes, and then guys will change timing, fuel, cam timing, whatever, between pulls, and then they go actually see some differences. Well, what made that difference?
Yeah.
You
Yeah. You
Di-
know,
don't know.
People ask me what's the best money to spend it on. It's dyno time. Dyno
yes,
time is
Yeah.
100% where you're at because like every governor engine I build is. I mean, there's some that are different, you know, but most are fairly
yeah,
close, you know. And I always know they're always going to be like 28 to 30 degrees roughly,
hmm
and then 3 or 4 turns out on the main jet. And I always turn it to wherever I think, and I'll put it on the dyno. And next thing you know, I'll find like 3 or 5 fours just changing the timing and then the fuel. You know, I mean that's a lot of power just from what I started with my baseline first run to where I'm at. So just
So
dialing it in.
I just remembered something. I want to back when we first started the show. Andy asked about how many engines I've built. I got two engines that come to mind, and both of them set horsepower records on their respective dyno. So one of them still to this day holds the horsepower record on Mark Rader's dyno for a stock block.
Wow.
And then the other one set the record on the dyno you used to run.
But they're two cylinders, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Duh. So they may not have, lived to tell a whole lot of tales, but that's
Yeah,
different.
are they still together today?
And that's
Uh,
something we found out venturing into the NQS world. Dylan bought a tractor and he jumped into it. I'm building
mhm.
one from the ground up, and that's something we're hearing time after time is go with your engine builder, but spend the money on the dyno.
Yeah,
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
they're like, whatever you do, fine tune it. And, and
yeah,
and I think that's kind of where I'm at. I've got an aftermarket block and I'm fixing to do it, but the biggest portion of the money is that it's literally timing.
Mhm. Yeah, and the biggest reason I bought this dyno that I've got, which I mean, it will do way more than I'm ever going to need it to do. Like it can monitor like 30 some channels. It can monitor everything from crank angle, cylinder pressure. Like
Oh
it's
wow.
insane. But the biggest reason I got it is for product testing. Like right
Yes.
now, if I come up something new and I need some data on it, and I myself I've got a conscience. I cannot sell something unless I know it works.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't
Well,
just look at you and be like, "Hey, this billet carb is going to be a game changer." I've never run one, but here you go.
right.
Yeah.
You know what I
Well, I
mean?
like that too. Is people can throw different things out there. Oh,
Yeah.
look at this fancy exhaust, but
Hmm.
I don't have any dyno numbers behind it. Like, okay,
Yeah.
are we paying for it just to look cool, or are we paying for it to gain power?
Yeah.
And I like
So
that.
Andy, as much as we like to give each other shit, he's been a savior on testing my products for me, and I really should thank him a little more often. But
Well, the good news is it helps both of us at the end
it
of the
does. It
Yeah.
day.
really
Yeah.
does.
It sells his product and it makes my product look good
Yeah.
too. So really, it's a definite benefit for both of us to actually
Well,
Hmm.
start testing stuff and dialing stuff in. Because
Yeah.
and to be totally honest, Andy, when you and I started our adventure, I asked you about Matt's exhaust, and at that point, it wasn't there yet.
Hmm.
yeah,
And you were like, I mean, go for it, but at this current time, money,
yeah,
translation, power. But then later on, you were like, oh, definitely do that,
yeah.
and
It's
and
it's it. What it is another piece of the puzzle, especially when you get in a governor world where we're looking for every half, one and a half
yeah,
horse. I mean, that's what we're looking for. When a guy asks, what should I just get a normal header, and I'm like, well, what do you have? And he goes, well, he'll tell me what he has, and I'm like, just get the normal header.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Your engine's not built to a level that you're looking for every single possibility.
Hmm.
And that's what I love about you both. You're so honest. You
Yes.
guys are
Yeah.
just. I mean, you can have a normal conversation, and back to like Kevin Vogel. We go up there all the time because we're right here, and we deal with single cylinders. Us little single cylinder peasants. But you know, but that's one of the things. Like I can walk in his office with a pocket full of money ready to spend it, and he's like, "Don't do that. Don't do this." And
Yeah.
I walk out, and I'm like, oh wow, I just saved a couple $100,
Hmm.
and
Well, I try to be super honest with guys whenever
yeah,
they're doing these engine builds. They'll try to like, we need big cams, we need this, we need all this
No.
stuff. I'm like, no, you need to do. I'm like,
yeah,
I can sell you all that stuff, not a big deal. But the problem is when I put it together and it don't run, and I give it to you, and it
Hmm.
goes on the track, and you're gonna go, oh, you sold me all this stuff. This is
yeah,
dumb. I'm like, that's a
It's not the
reflection of
right
my.
combination.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's not. It's a reflection of my name too, is the fact that it sent it out and I agreed with it. But it's the fact that a lot of people try to go too big on the builds. They want to
yeah,
put big camshafts. They want to do all this stuff that it hurts it all. You got to
Yeah.
realize
right.
that we're only out like a 4250 range in the governor side or 10 plus. So you gotta. These engines have
Yeah,
to be built for specifics for sure. So
Yeah,
exactly.
that is like the number one mistake a lot of people make. The home builders is,
Hmm.
I don't know if it's just history repeating itself or what, but everybody seems to want to put the biggest camshaft in these engines they
yep.
can find.
Yeah,
Biggest cam, biggest lift, biggest
Yeah.
valves. Well, hell, I found I made more power with less lift the
yeah,
other
Yes.
day.
Yep.
I made more power with 400 lifts than I did with 500 lifts. So
Yep.
I'm like, and that was just from testing Matt's rockers, because we wanted to
yeah,
check the ratios.
Hmm.
Hell, I made more power with the 400s, and at that engine combination. Now every
Yeah.
engine's different, of course,
sure.
and
And,
so some
and I
engines
and I
respond a
think
little
that's
better, and
awesome. You got
it's
yeah,
super nice with Matt's ratios because I can put a different ratio on the exhaust. as opposed
Yep.
to intake. So
And I think
Absolutely.
that's awesome. You guys working together and sharing the information, and just producing the best product you can. And
Yeah.
if you pay any what attention to the world, if you're in it, you guys know you're the best. And
It's
but you can talk to either one of you. You guys are both nice guys. I mean,
you're humble
and
about it.
just like
Yeah. I mean,
just like Chris said a while back, ego plays a lot.
yeah,
I
yeah.
said
yeah,
I'm
it does.
not. My ego is not big enough that I won't stop and listen to somebody.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I will take everybody's advice for sure.
Yep.
I'm not saying that I will take it and use it by no means, but I'm like, I definitely worth having a conversation to talk to,
Yeah, absolutely.
experiment with something or whatever.
Mhm.
I Matt said some things to me, and I'm going, that's so stupid, and then I
Mhm.
go, oh, that kind of makes sense. So
Yes, yes.
Now don't give him
I
credit.
never hear
now,
that part of it though.
now
Yeah.
there's
Oh,
been
you
a
don't,
few
Matt? You
times.
don't get to hear that?
There's
Yeah.
a few times I'm going, okay, well, and he said some things that's just been completely off the wall, and I'm going, God, I'm like, maybe that, I'm like,
I
that won't
hate to
work.
be.
And then I go, it probably will work. And I'm going,
That sounds
and
like
that's
our
what it requires
conversation.
is that it requires the fact that you're open minded enough to actually look at
Yeah.
all of the
Yes.
possibilities.
Yep.
And that's what happens with a lot of these vendors. They get so shut off, and then
Yeah,
they get so pigeonholed into doing their own thing that they're like, well, this is
yeah,
the way we've done it for so long. This is how
Hmm.
it's, and there's
right.
no way that that could be bad or whatever. I'm like, now it, I can't stand people or people that do that. They're like, this is
Yeah,
the way we've done it forever. I'm like, no, that's not. Doesn't
No,
mean it's
that's
Yeah.
not a
right.
way to grow.
and
Now,
I think that's one of the craziest things about jumping into the like the NQS world and the vending and things like that is Dylan and I did. We didn't know each other growing up, and but we've just been so brutally honest with each other about things. And like we don't get offended. He calls me and he's like, "Hey, what do you think?" And I'm like, "That's fucking dumb."
yeah,
I mean,
I mean, it's not that
we
I hate. It's not that I don't like Matt as a person by no means. If I say that he's an idiot, or if I say that he's
no,
like, that idea's stupid, I'm just like, you got to be able to be open enough with
yeah,
somebody that
Yeah.
to be
yeah,
able to say no, that
Yes.
there's no way that works. But
And it
also,
helps you grow.
yeah.
also the fact that you got to be able to take that in and go, wait a minute, that might work. That might be a
Yeah.
good idea.
And we've had those conversations too, where he's been like, "Hey, this," and I'm like, "What did you think about it this way?" And he's like, "No." I'm like,
Yeah,
"Well,
yeah.
maybe you should like
My
put
my
it put
my
answering
kids
the
have done
phone
that to me
grumpy for
too.
one."
My kids have said things to me, and I'm like, I never would have thought of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
exactly,
just a
exactly.
simple way. You're just like, oh, whatever, okay.
Yeah,
So
you just have to be able to be open and grow as a human being, and
yeah,
Yes.
I think and when your heart's in it to make the world a better place, like you three are,
fact.
and hopefully I am in a couple of years. Um, yeah, I think that's where we're all headed. But
That's
Yeah.
that's truly my whole business model. Is I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
to make the best product I could possibly send out.
yep,
Yep.
And that's
Same
all there is
here.
to it. And that's why that engine that I kind of had issues with the other day kind of hurt me for a lot. It put me down for like a couple of weeks. Like I just kind of felt like I was like,
yeah,
what am I doing here? And it was like I felt like I was too busy and I was trying to rush it and I wasn't putting my full attention into it.
Hmm.
Like I was just like, wait a minute. I had to take a step back and do something different for a few days and then kind of reorient myself and figure out, okay, hold on here. Your main goal is to produce an engine. I'm like, yes, I need to get engines done. Don't get me wrong, people. It's got a timeline and all that stuff, but I'm also
sure,
going, just bear with me and you will get the best product
yeah.
possible. That's all there
The
is to it.
Yeah.
and I mean, I'm personal experience. I mean, the weight's worth it, So
Yeah, and that's what I hope is that I'm producing a better product that somebody will wait just a little bit, give me
yeah,
time, and
just
it'll
be
be fine.
patient.
So yeah,
So
and that's
so
all I
one
ask for.
So one more question for you guys to wrap up. Do you have questions for us? Do you have anybody to thank and suggestions about who should be on the show next?
Hmm. I would have, okay, so this is gonna be a good one. I'd have Jacob Miller on.
Who?
Yes.
Jacob Miller.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. I've already
Yeah.
talked to him.
Yeah, talk to Jacob Miller for sure. He's the guy to ask when there's gearing or there's weight issues. Ask him.
Mhm.
He is the driver. Okay,
Yeah.
like he's the stereotypical, like, this guy knows what's going on. He looks at the track. He knows what's going on.
Yep.
I mean, that's how I would. That's who I would say for sure, because I could supply him an engine. I think I could give him a 5-horse Briggs and Stratton. I think he would do good. You know, or him and Paul,
Yeah.
or him and Paul for
Yeah.
sure. You know,
Yeah.
those guys. They just yeah.
I
So
got you.
How about
Yeah,
you, Matt?
I would agree with that. And just in case I don't get to message you guys this in case he does come on. He also goes by Jacob Nichols.
Jacob
Jacob
says
Nichols,
stop
yep.
on blushing.
Jacob Nichols and Jacob Nelson.
Jacob Nelson. Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow. Wow. That's deep. That's
I'm gonna
deep.
have to get. That's a good one there, Nelson. Jacob
So
Nelson.
you guys get any questions for us?
Oh, Korey, what do you do for a living? Because I want a house like that.
Oh man, that's messed up. I've been in law enforcement for 25 years, man. Started out in the military and did about 6, and then a year in between, and I've been with my current federal agency for about 18. So,
Nice.
Simply put, it's classified.
Well, thank you for your service, by the way.
Good
well,
job.
thank you, but I get in trouble if I say my agency name. But we'll talk offline.
Yeah.
You want to hear about a guy doing cocaine with a ferret? I got pictures. So, you know.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Hey, we have a special guest for us tonight. Stacy, come over.
So we were asked earlier on the show if
Mhm.
Stacy is truly the champ. So Stacy-
Single cylinder though.
yeah, single cylinder.
She's learning on twin.
But we ain't had our first pull of the year, so
Yeah, we haven't done that yet. So there she is.
So Stacy would like. She is in fact the
Nice.
champ.
You guys know about the belt?
I don't guess.
No,
So locally, basically 16 horse open kind of started the thing, and I don't know. One day, a guy beat me that I was friends with,
oh shit.
and I did the Burger King crown, and it kind of started the thing. So then I'm sitting there drunk in the hot tub one night, and I ordered this Amazon belt, and it's got passed around. And well, she won at the last pull last year, and it basically cost me about $5,000 this winter. So she can keep it. So that's where we're at. So. She's got a pretty bad new 16 open, you know, the one that Andy wouldn't build for me.
Yeah.
You know, when he was like, "No, I don't do that disgusting single cylinder stuff." But
What is your favorite quote on that, Andy, when somebody asks you to do that? You would rather what?
Go to the dentist.
Shove a cactus.
Yeah, he's
up
cutting
their ass.
out. I'll fill in for him. His favorite quote is, "I'd rather take a golf cleat to the face."
Oh goodness.
Matt, what you drinking?
Water.
Oh,
That's all I can afford.
we got to sell more hitches.
Yeah.
So, you guys got any thank yous or suggestions for the show? I mean, we already kind of covered suggestions, but you guys got any thank yous? Anything you want to say? Wrap it up, and we'll let you guys go to bed, man. Sorry.
Well, I actually, my
We're our head is.
my
Yeah.
sponsor just walked in, probably wondering where I've been.
Autumn.
Oh.
Yep.
Hi, Autumn.
Hi.
I got to say, I got her to thank because she puts up with me being here so late every day, and some days, I'll be honest, it takes me out, and I don't have a whole lot to say when I get home.
Yeah.
So
Autumn-
she's
Autumn is
understanding.
wonderful.
Yep, to say the least.
Good deal. Yeah, she's a good girl. Puts up
Yeah.
with your crap.
Yeah,
I can dish it out.
yeah, she
Yes,
can.
you can.
All right,
Well,
speaking of,
guys, We
Go
we
ahead.
we thank you guys a lot for being on the show,
Yes.
and it was really cool to have you both here. And I know a lot of people in the pulling world wondered about the dynamic and knowing you
Mhm.
guys work together, and it's a
How
lot.
how are you guys related?
That was a question.
Yes, it was.
Stepbrothers, remember?
Who you?
You got the luscious.
I didn't know if that was another Kentucky joke or what.
Look
I
at
don't know. I was
Paul's
told to ask how you two were related.
Who? Me and Autumn?
No, you and Andy.
Oh, okay. I was going to say I
Who's
was.
from Kentucky?
Yeah.
That's what I mean by the Kentucky joke.
Oh, okay.
No, me and Andy's just good friends. At least I hope that's as close as we're related.
That's good.
Well, we appreciate you guys being on. I will say that we've only asked like 2 questions that were on our list, so we hope you guys will do this with us again.
Absolutely.
This has been the most fun I've had. I will say that.
Well,
Well,
thank you guys. Man, you guys are truly two of the best. Like you said earlier, it's a small world and small niche thing, and you guys are really making a name for yourself. Dylan's making a name for himself. Hopefully, when I retire, I can help Dylan a little bit with that. Yeah, it's just really cool how the pulling world is so
So close.
yeah, so close and interconnected, and we're from all different walks of life and personalities and things, but we can all do this and have a good time. And man, I really appreciate you guys' time
Yeah.
getting to be guest host tonight again, and you know.
Special thanks to Andy because Matt wouldn't have done this if Andy had.
I'm not getting into that, but you put me on the spot like a day ago. I think you're the reason behind this, but
I was nervous about this at first. I was like, I don't know about this. And be quite honest with you, I actually wrote down like notes to like maybe talk about, you know. Like my wife asked me, she goes, "What are they going to ask you?" I said, "I don't know." She's like, "They're probably going to ask you questions about your life, so you better write something down." I'm like, "Man, I don't know." So here we are.
So
I got this for
basically-
emotional support.
You should
So-
list those on your website.
Well, make me some more.
I thought you were going to waffle that.
No, that's
hey,
one of
I
one
bet you
right there.
Hey, one question we forgot to ask earlier though was, what's the weirdest thing either one of you have ever made?
What's the
Oh
weirdest
boy.
thing?
Yeah.
Ooh, I better not answer that.
Oh my gosh.
Your fans want to know, Matthew.
I don't know if they do or not. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Because some websites have like fire starters for their grill and stuff out there.
Oh
and-
yeah.
yeah. I'm just
So,
saying,
like, remotely
It-
any single cylinder part.
Yeah.
Single
No,
cylinder rods.
Honestly, back when I first got started, I would I'd offer valve cover, custom engraving. And there was some interesting designs that I put in valve covers for people.
oh,
Such as.
Yeah.
One of them was Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, one
Now
of them
I'm
was
intrigued.
Sasquatch. What was the other one? There was a couple like silhouettes of women.
Oh.
okay.
Those turned out pretty
they-
cool.
Did they give you a photo to go by?
Yeah, did they?
Maybe.
Like, hold up.
Yeah, hold up. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
It's kind of little stuff like that, really.
Okay.
What about you, Andy?
I really don't have anything weird, I guess. It's just,
You lie.
what do you mean? I don't have anything weird that I like list or whatever sell, I guess. That's what's odd, I guess.
Well,
I don't
you're
know.
telling the truth there.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I have a repair shop too, so I work on other stuff, cars, trucks, whatever.
Okay.
So
Yeah, or coffin tenders or whatever that was.
the what?
What?
That machine you worked on that like lowered vaults or coffins or what was that?
Oh, it was a vault deal.
Yeah.
No, it was so my landlords, they They pour the burial vaults,
Oh my God, Bill.
Oh no.
and the vaults had to and it was a vault cart. So yeah.
Okay.
Bill needs to go to bed.
He does. He is way too old to be up this late.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we're gonna sign off. Thank you both for being here, man. We really appreciate it.
All right, some
Well, you got
constructive
together
criticism.
Will you guys do it again?
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
I got some
Good.
constructive criticism though.
This has been the funniest one yet.
Let's,
All right.
let's give it.
So-
Let's give it a year and see what happens.
Yeah, Dylan, buy an
Yeah, buddy.
iPhone, please,
No kidding.
so we can do this again. And Andy, for the love of God, next time wear a hat.
We'll throw my hat. Look.
You see this light and this screen right here?
Yeah.
That's what the top of your head's been looking like the whole time.
Well, it's because I got my OnlyFans set up here. You know, my dyno stand that holds my phone, and then there's a light back here too that actually shines this forward. So I'll
Oh
have
boy.
to maybe degloss my
goodness.
forehead.
Oh goodness.
Look here, I'll cover the light. How about that? Is that better?
That's a little better.
Yeah.
Now it looks like he's in a robe, like a bathrobe or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
I
camera.
got a light and everything.
Yeah, this camera definitely adds 2 inches of forehead at least.
Is that
All right,
better?
you two.
Bye. Bye, Autumn.
Thank you both.
See you guys.
Hey guys, thanks for having us.
All right,
Yep.
see you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh boy.